that, or just shows you something and fades in, fades out, whatever, however you want it to work. But if you want it as a clear PNG type thing, I think that was the other one, was PNG on the list. I'm not sure why I'm not seeing it right now, but I know there's a couple different ways to do it. Animation, and maybe I'll make some stingers with some audio, some whooshes or something like that. But you get the idea, and then you just export it. It creates a file, and then you take that file and you go into Wirecast, and then let's just do this again really quick. I'll move the stinger transition. You hit the plus sign. You will see your 1 or 2 will go sequence 15. We'll make another sequence 15. We'll find out where that middle is. We hit AB, and then we hit close. And now we have 2 sequences, which I'll never use, but that's okay. You can remove. Hopefully that helps you figure out how to do stinger transitions. And Furio goes, Arrivederci. Oh, he had to leave. So thanks a lot, Furio, for being part of. To be clear, like I have, then you have to have one with an alpha channel activated. And you can create that in Premiere. There's other ways to create it. Whatever video system you use, find out how you can create one with an video with an alpha channel. Or you can just use, like stock footage. And then you set the stinger point where you want it to choose, switch from A to B. And then you're good to go. And next thing you know, boom, stinger, boom, stinger. And go from there. And that is how you create a stinger and go from there. That is this episode of Wirecast Pros. Thank you guys very much for watching. We had a few people on. Thanks to Furio for in the comments. If you're over on the page, that's over at that's not the page, the Wirecast Pros. That's facebook.com/groups/Wirecast Pros. You can go there to comment, add, join, just answer the questions. Read the rules, answer the questions, you're in. Yes, pros, let's see. The schedule is next week we'll have a show, and then we'll have a holiday, but that won't affect us. Next week, I think we'll have another show, and then I'll be off to South Korea after that for a week. Cool, huh? So, anyway, thanks a lot for watching. I want to see how you disrupt your Wirecast, how you think outside the box to create great content. So, once again, geek out, and you guys take care. Let's move on from here. Let's talk about what I want to talk about, because it's my show. When Telestream decided, hey, let's work with Stream Deck and put on these buttons options, but they're now on, and that is awesome here. And so what I do is I have my MacBook set up, and I'm blank right now. I do have Wirecast in here. It doesn't show up natively, so what you have to do is you have to go to More Actions, and you have to install it from here. And as you can see, I have it installed, and I don't want to uninstall it, so I'm just going to leave it like that. And then, of course, I have my Ptz camera set up. It's moved over a little bit. Apologies. There's my, so I've got the Stream Deck 15. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a couple buttons, and hopefully this will help on that. So let's start by doing that. And I have my Wirecast, have quick setup. It's just got basically my, we'll do a 1 frame here. I got the main logo, and then these are my shots, but I just used some pictures. There's me in California in one of the redwood trees. There's me overlooking Palo Alto, I believe that is, and then one of the conferences that I do. So we'll just do that. And then of course an audio shot, but probably won't use that. Keep that going. So there's 2 things that you. Where are we? There we are. To use a shot, a multi-shot, the go, auto live, stream, and record. So we'll start with these buttons. These are pretty straightforward. Record and stream. And of course you can change the buttons and everything like that. Auto live is the ability to say, okay, I want it to, which is if you have auto live off, then, well, actually we'll put this like this, and we'll put this like this. We'll organize this. So auto live's on, auto live is off, auto live is on. As you can see with the little dots. In fact, I'll show you on the same thing on here. If I hit record, it'll be a green button, and I stop it, it's not that. And then of course the same thing with the stream. All right, so let's go back to here. Let's set up some shots. First of all, we have the regular shot button, and then we have the multi-shot button. I love the multi-shot button to do everything. And this, I usually call this my blank shot, so that's what I'm going to say. Blank shot. So, it's set up by index, but you can set it up by name. That's the name of each shot, but I like index. Then you set the master layer to clear layer. Actually, in this one, I do the first trim, and that's the first trim I have clear layer. What that does is that sets me up, and I only have I only have 4 layers going, so I'll do 4 clears. So what that'll do is that'll set up it'll clear all these layers, and then it'll totally work. Let's do that again. Yeah, for some reason that didn't totally work. It works on the PC side, that's for sure. So, master layer 1. Doing that one instead of this one. Let's do that again. Yeah, it's doing the bug for some reason. I think I see a little bug. Not that little bug, but a different little bug. So if I go master layer 2, and I do this, now it does exactly what I want it to do. So it clears all the layers, and it brings it to this one. So I'm not sure, like I said, I'm not sure why that worked that way on the Mac. On the PC, it works just fine. So let's do a multi-shot, and this one we're gonna call live this time. As you can see, there we go. And we only have the 1080p and the bug for some reason. Oh, on the master layer 1, okay. So now I can go on to this one, which is my logo, and then I can go here, okay. And then I can go the royal title, which is the lower third, which we won't do. We'll just say clear layer because I don't want any feedback to happen there. So now, if I go over to here, let's do this. We'll go to shot 2. We'll do this now. You can see it, although you can't totally see it. Let's zoom out a little bit. That's zooming in. Let's zoom out a little bit. That's still zooming in. There we go. There we go. There we go. Set up. But anyway, so now if I go over here and I go blank, where everything's blanked out, and now if I hit live stream, everything just shows up. That's pretty cool, huh? I'll show it to you here. So now it's blank. Thing on. That's if for anything you use that, those are buttons you should use. So, all right, let's move on from there. Let's go back here. Now we're going to add in just the regular shots here on each scene. So if you do it like this, we'll just put a shot in. It says by grid position, so it'll figure layer 1, index 1. So if I press this button right now, it would actually go to the Geekazine. Well, in this case, the bug, because for some reason that bug is bugging the bug. So, but yeah, it's not working the way I want it to, but the bug is there. So let's bring that back. So you can do it that way. Technically, it should be doing layer 1. Well, in this case, it is. So if I move it over here, now by grid position, it'll do layer 1 part 2, which is that. So now it works perfect. So we'll bring that back over here. So you can do it that way and have it automatically just set up the 15 buttons that way. Or you can do it by name or by index. So do the images. We'll do the first image. We'll go here. We'll do the second image. And we'll go here. And as you noticed, it does the color coding on the layer. So you know that that's the third master layer because it's yellow. And of course you can change the image if you want to. So this one we'll do by index just to throw everything off, and we'll go index 3. And this is shot layer 2, which it set up just fine. So now it'll change the shot, and it'll change the shot, and then of course, if I do the third one, and we'll go by index, and we'll go 3. That's perfect. So now, oops, I forgot to change the master layer. So now I hit that button, and oh, that's interesting. I think I messed up. Okay. Because I don't know the picture number as well, so there we go. There's me in the tree. There's me in Palo Alto, and then of course me with the in the group area right there. So let's go back over to the PTZ so you can see everything. There we go. Too much. I hate it when it does that. I hate it when it does that. Just up a little bit. Too much. Sometimes the buttons are finicky. There we go. Okay, so now if I do all blank between my 3 images right there, I can do auto live. Let's turn off auto live. So now when I switch it over, and as you can see, there's little light buttons. Well, you can't see it because it's kind of flushed out, but there's actually green and red buttons on the button, and there I can do the go from there. Or if I just want to go auto live, boom. And then these buttons are red. Let's see if I can show you that really quick. We'll go back down here and bring this back in. And there it is in focus. As you can see, the red button right there, red, red. And then if I turn off auto live, so I think it was 4 I did this. Yep, there it is. This is my Stream Deck right now. Let's zoom it out just a touch. There we go. So as you can see, these buttons are all configured to companion. So I can bring in processor, telling me how much process I'm using. So a couple time zones. The stream, as you can see, the stream is on. The record is off. All on or all off. I love that. I love that. I love that. And then of course my main shots, my main with the zoom, screen split, PTZ. It's set up to my MacBook Pro, the screen on there. But as you can see, it's got everything that you need for Stream Deck to work. And the best part is it's not hotkeys. And the one problem I had with hotkeys is sometimes hotkeys would mess up on, you know, bringing up a website or something like that. And I clicked on there and I started typing on here. And then I hit back on one of the other buttons. It would actually do the hotkey in the address bar. So, you know, shift to, you know, stuff like that. And then that would mess up. Or one of the comments would start going on. And if you hit enter and all of a sudden, you know, your comments say, what? I don't get it. What? You get the idea. So save the hotkeys for other things. So if you have another program that needs shift 1, shift 7, whatever, then you can do that and then just use this. But I know some people that do that. They also run that program. It's called Companion, which is a program that sets more hotkey options. And like I said, with the let's go back here. This is really cool because this command play, and then I can go here. These are all my Ptz optic positions. If I need to do some small adjustments, I can. And then of course I don't have any other pages set up for this, but I can set it up for other things like Photoshop, Premiere, little program. And I'm excited about it because it's a great program. It's a great program to have and use in there, and Stream Deck has gotten so much better. No, vMix, what are you guys doing with Stream Deck? I know you work with X keys, and of course Wirecast works with X keys as well. It's also a great little device. It makes Stream Deck more customizable and awesome to use, and on your Wirecast to make your Wirecast productions better. And the best part is, and like I said, other programs, like for instance, I have my titles on another computer, so when I bring in my lower thirds and stuff like that, it comes in via NDI. I can hook up my Stream Deck to do it from there. Like I said, the companion, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So that is the Stream Deck part of things. Hopefully that'll help you understand how Stream Deck works, how you can configure Stream, abuse it, rock it, roll it, make cool videos. That's all I'm saying. So, all right, that does it for this episode of Wirecast Pros. What do you guys think? Did you like it? Did you not? Geekazine@gmail.com. Think Magazine, put in a geek. You got me, and we're rocking and rolling and dancing like little Ewoks. So, anyway, this is a program called Davoom, and you can actually make images. So if you've got an image on Davoom, you want me to show it up here, hey, let me know, and I'll Davoom it. And yeah, we'll go from is okay, and then yeah, we'll see you then. So till then, you guys geek out and take care. What up, my geeks? Jeff that I've used for about a year or so now. It is called the Elgato Stream Deck XL with companion software. It's a great little device that now has pretty much expanded what I can do with my system. Jeffrey Powers with Geek on youtube.com/Geekazine and at Geekazine.com to let you know when the next video comes out. Now, this is the Stream Deck. It was 15 buttons of goodness. It's awesome because it's what's called a hotkey controller, which means I can set up all these keys to do different things, and when it's time to use them, boom, I use them. In fact, all my scenes, all the videos that I go back and forth on, I use through the Stream Deck to keep things going. Now, Elgato, this is the Stream Deck XL. This is a 32 button, as opposed to the 15. Let's pull the 15 here. 15 button, 32 button. So it's 32 buttons worth of good software. Now let's do this PTZ split right here. There we go. There I am on one side, and as you can see, it's pretty straightforward. You set up these buttons, you can configure them, and I've configured them with little icons and text in some cases, computer. But let's say you span between multiple computers, and this is where it gets even better, because with a little open source software called Companion and a couple other open source pieces of software, you can do a lot. Stream Deck, I had this little app, let me just move it over here, on my iPad, and I'm still going to use it. It's called Touch Portal, and it gives you buttons on your iOS device, which is really nice because it could do a lot more than 32 buttons if I wanted to. But there were some limitations. But I used that and the 15 key Stream Deck to do all the switching, not only between my main computer but also my secondary computers. This Stream Deck with the companion software can do more than just switching on computers. Now, if you're doing video box, which switches between well, it depends on version, but you could go 8 or 16 different video sources, and you can program it all through this one Stream Deck here, so you don't have that rack mountable programs, from audio programs to video programs. All can be controlled through these buttons here through the Stream Deck application. So let's take a look at what it is. The Stream Deck XL from Elgato. Elgato is making a lot of great stuff. Let's go back to the main page here. Like, for instance, this mountable chroma key panel. Now, some of you know, if you've been following me, I actually have a mountable chroma key panel that I built myself. If I would have seen this, they have lights for you to light up your gaming needs. Of course, the Stream Deck for iOS device, which is pretty sweet, but it does come with a monthly 4K capture card, which you can find down at any Best Buy or something like that. And of course, I'll have links in the show notes so you can get all of those as well. So now, the Stream Deck open buttons here. Well, kind of yes, kind of no. I mean, you go here, now there's a whole bunch more buttons. Now there's a whole bunch more buttons. You get the idea. It's a very programmable thing. Now, the second half, as you're seeing, well, first of all, let's go back here. And a lot of this stuff gets programmed on of computer CPU usage I'm doing. And then I needed a couple clocks to figure out what time it was in different countries. So I put that all on through the Stream Deck software. Let me pull that up so you can see that. Boom, like that. So this is the Stream Deck software, Stream Deck XL. just for whatever on the same computer. So that you can switch between the two and have some button presses. So as you can see, I have all these buttons, which are special hotkey buttons that I've created through the regular button system control center on the Stream Deck. And then these were just some of the add-ons through here, and take it to a new level. And like I said, if you have an external device that hooks up via IP, and it does have the right protocol, and it's part of the companion group, then you can add to it from there. I know that sounds like a lot, but the Ptz camera way up here. Now, these buttons are actually predefined buttons. Like, for instance, if you want to see my mixer, I'm going to hit 2. Boom, I have it switched over here. We'll go back over to this one, which is 4, and we're back onto the Stream Deck. And I have these pre-assigned. Let's center that again. Okay, let's zoom in just a touch, and let's zoom out. As you can see, all these buttons are set up, pre-programmed, to allow me to switch between what I need to switch to. And that is awesome. But with this companion software, it does some other cool things. Like, for instance, this page 3, my merch over at geekazine.com/merch. You can also be a part of the Patreon over at patreon.com/geekazine. And you can pay me, tip me at paypal.me/Jeff Powers. I did that through a press a button, but it's doing it through, and we'll do this. We'll go up. You'll see a little bit of my messy desktop, but we go to the right a little bit. Right here that's the computer, little Nook computer that is running all those graphics. Now, what I do is I have this Stream Deck set up. It's USB controlled into my main computer, but it is sent called New Blue FX Titler Live, excuse me, running. So it can run all my titles, and so I don't have to have it on the same computer as my video streaming or anything like that. So I can do a lot of switching and run through there. I use Vicro, but you get the idea. VICREO key installer. And there's another program called Octopus. You have to pay for that one. This is actually another open source you can use. You basically install it onto the host computer, and then you run the instance on the companion, which I'll show you in a couple minutes here because you haven't seen that part yet. But then it can allow me to send forth. There's my logo, and now we're back just from a press of a button down on the Stream Deck. And that is used, we're going to show you, it's called Companion. It's by BitFocus, and once again, it is open source, so you can go ahead and download. They are beta testing 2.0, and they're also beta testing extra programs inside 1.3.0. So technically, this is not the regular release because I needed to have this listener to connect up to the other computer because it wasn't on the current version yet. So, but into this admin area right here. Inside we have an interface, we have buttons, we have surfaces, and settings. And as you can see, there's a lot of different settings here. I'll let you do the exploring. The surfaces tell you where your emulator or where your Elgatos are. And the first, it's seeing the Stream Deck, but if I plugged in the other Stream Deck, it'll see it. If I use the self-explanatory. Now this is set up for the old Stream Deck. So you're going to see 4 across, 3 down. Why 4 across, 3 down, and not 5? Because of the page up, page down. It took up 3 of the buttons, but it gave you more than 15 buttons technically, because you could go up to 99 different pages worth of buttons if you need the same area. They want to be able to switch around, so they master that. But eventually, this thing right here is going to turn around and have the full 32 buttons. But that's down the road. Right now, it's only got the 15 buttons. And as you can see, when I pressed that button, it all went cattywampus because it was trying to figure out where the button was as I was switching through the screen. So that's by design. Now we have instances. Let's go to instances really quick. Right now I have 2 instances set up. The Visca, which is my Ptz Optics. That's the IP protocol that it runs to do all the movement controls and stuff like that. and the hotkey commands to my other computer. Now you can add, they've got a whole bunch by category here. Look at all this stuff. You've got monitor support from Blackmagic Design, media from BrightSign, audio, Motu, Behringer, Yamaha. Yeah, you can actually, if you've got a Behringer Midas X32, you can actually control your mixer with this thing. Reaper, that's recording software. So you don't have to do video streaming with this thing. You can do audio recording, anything you need hotkeys for. If you're using Adobe Photoshop or you're using Premiere or using anything, like I said, with a hotkey, you can program those hotkeys into the Stream Deck to use it. Areas, assembly area, an edit area, effects area. And I hate going up there and pressing the button and then going over to the new, and brings up all the new windows. It'd be nice to have that push of a button. Things like that. Just making your process a lot easier to go through. So they've got a ton of stuff right there. You can go through there. You can look and see what programs you use to create. There's CD, Tascam CD if you're a DJ, perfect for you. Ptz Optics, of course, as well. They've got, if you use clocks, if you've got timers and stuff like that set in your studio, they'll monitor those clocks and maybe reset them or time up and stuff like that. Just a whole bunch of different stuff you can go through and look at it. The software is absolutely free. The cool thing about web buttons, as you can see, all those buttons that I have programmed in here are here too. So if I press this, you get my logo. Simple as that. Now it does not have my far right buttons, these buttons, because these are controlled by the Stream Deck and these are controlled by Companion. So the web interface will control those, and I could actually set them up so they'll all control through Companion. But I want to leave it at this for now. Now that's one thing. The other thing is they also have the emulator. So if you don't have a Stream Deck and you want to try it out, you can do so. So you can page up, as you can see, all my icons. You don't even need a Stream Deck to use Companion software. And that's what's pretty cool about this whole thing. It's just a lot of the open source, but if you want the physical hardware, they have it, and it's, it's at great prices. So don't worry about it too much. Now the other thing, which does more than just hotkey listens, but it does have that, but it's also for a monthly charge. So you got to pay monthly, and they have a yearly subscription. But Viscero, I'm going to say Viscero, I might be wrong on this, is absolutely free. And you got to install, like I said, with Companion, you got to install one of the later builds. And of course, if you're watching this later, it might already be installed. So first install the most stable build, and then check to find the next version of the build. And you might even be on 2.0 when you see this video, because 2.0 is an alpha mode. Oh yeah, and they tell you that one. The Companion software will update the page and tell you which version to put on. And then, of course, they'll have stable builds. I'm using a beta stable build, so I can use the Viscero on there and go from there. So as you can, let you switch whatever you need to switch from one to the other. And if you've got a program, let's say you work for a company that is developing stuff with hotkey support, you can go in here over to Companion and you can say, okay, how do we get, and then they'd show you how to do it. Then all you have to do is go to, when you have it in there, you go to the more actions and you say, okay, I gotta add in vMix, I gotta add in, let's see, this memory game, I've got to add in the CPU usage, which I have on my Stream Deck. You get and once again, you can use multiple 32 buttons. You can just have, a whole desk full of Stream Decks, as long as you have the USB bandwidth to do that. Now, it is USB-C. They give you a cable from USB-C. It's a detachable cable, USB-C to is a USB-C to USB-C cable. But once that connects up, it'll work. One thing that I really wish that this big Stream Deck would have done, or would have had, and hopefully maybe in a future revision they could do it, to put a USB-A plug right here. It can be a USB-A 2.0, but the idea is so I can take this older Stream Deck, I can put it side by side and plug it in. But of course I can't do that. I got to plug it in with my source. So I can have 32 well, and to have both more buttons, sometimes you need it. Sometimes you need it. So that's the only downfall, the wish for the Stream Deck XL 2.0 is to have an additional USB out port so I can hook up another Stream Deck to it and go from there. So the Stream Deck will go back. At this time it's about $149, but the prices will change. There is a smaller Stream Deck with 6 buttons for simple things like tweet out, hey, I'm on live, or you know, something with a game or whatnot. You've got that as well. So they got a lot of options there. So that's it. That is the Elgato Stream Deck, the companion software, and all the open source. Now, before I finish, I do have to tell you that's it. That is the Elgato Stream Deck XL with companion software, how to set it up and everything like that. There is one thing with that Visro software, and that is you have to play with the firewalls to get the software to work properly onto the other computer. So if you're not comfortable playing with the firewall ports, get somebody to help. Comment, bell notification lets you know in the next video, because we got a lot of cool consumer tech, music tech, video tech right here on Geekazine. So check it all out. Thanks a lot for watching. And until next time, you guys geek out and stream on, or whatever you're going to use these buttons for, because they're crazy buttons. Take care. Asked this a few times, and so let's do this. Let's go through what I got from my current studio setup, my Geekazine gear when I do a live show. What do you see as I go? Jeffrey Powers from Geekazine. Think Magazine, put in a geek, you got me. And I did a little bit of studio redesign shot camera with a Ptz camera. Whether it be this one or not, that's a different story. But since it's part of my current configuration, I will add to it and tell you about it. So now this also spawned the fact, what did you like? So they love the fact of the table. Now let me show you really quick how this originally looks. This is how it originally looks. And yeah, it does have the preset on there. Sorry about that. But the point is, the table just seems to add a little bit more. The question of the coffee cups, a little bit different. Question of the lighting, that's what I'm going to work on next. And of course, they say a bright table is a good idea. This is my Ergotron sit-stand desk. I raised it up. How about the bright color? I tried to look at bright colors. This did have a glossy finish on it before. And I took a sander and I just kind of buffed off the top layer, and it had this worldly effect look to it, the worn fingers right there. But I like it, and most of the time if I have a product like, you know, like this, it'll be the focus rather than than anything else of images. A lot of pictures to this back wall here. Let me zoom in a little bit and show you a little bit about this, and this is why I like the idea of this Ptz camera, is I can zoom in and I can zoom up and I can go on this wall as well. If you'd like to have your stickers on this wall, well, you can also always send them to me. Go over to geekazine.com/about or geekazine.com/review, which shares in a lot more of your stickers, as long as it's a friendly, safe, and doesn't have any copyrighted images in the sticker. Can go up on the wall. But as you can see, pretty cool. We've got it all set up. Let's get back to the home. Here is what we've got for right now in the studio. We're going to start over here on Aver's website. This is the main camera that I was telling you about, and that is the Cam 520. That I think we got, yeah, it's 3. So let's go over there and let's go over here. There we go. So that is the camera. That's the Aver 520. Now, the reason why I'm reviewing the Aver 520 is I'm looking for low-cost alternatives to Ptz cameras. Some of these Ptz camera is about half that price, and it's USB driven and does a lot of great functionality, minus that fact of when I hit the preset button, you actually see that on the screen. If you need to move it around while you're live, that's a problem. But once again, this camera will also be replaced by other cameras. We'll see how the different cameras react to that, and then I'll make a final decision on what PTZ camera I will actually be putting up. So we gotta go to this one to show you that one, and that is this camera right here. That is the Ptz Optics camera. Ptz Optics is a 20x SDI model, which it's more than just SDI. It does over Ethernet, so I plug everything into the LAN port. I don't have to put a power plug in. I don't have to put an HDMI, and you're seeing it straight from my network, and it works really, really well as a camera like that. That's what makes it a $1,600 camera. That's the main reason why you know, it's a $1,600 camera, is just the fact that it can do more, and it's actually more than $1,600 when you put the end. Used it on many different types of shoots, from in the studio to live using at builddaylive.com, or when I go out with Geekazine Live to events. I use that Ptz Optics. It's an amazing camera. So both of these cameras are doing great jobs, and of course these are all 1080 cameras, nothing over that. Aver does have a 4K camera, but that was over the $1,000 mark, which is not where I wanted to go. We have a couple things here. First of all, the main control that you're seeing is from, and I just renumbered all these. Yeah, it's the Stream Deck. I renumbered all these, so I gotta remember where my presets are. So the Stream Deck with Companion, which I just put out a video on how to set that all up. This is the Stream Deck XL. So over here I have, this is the PTZ camera, and then this comes from my secondary computer, which, I'll move up a little bit, you'll see a little bit of messy table, sorry about that, right? And so it is used, it does a great job in doing that. It's small, I turn it on, it loads up, and then I can do some great graphics. Like, let's go over to the page. Like when I call up my Geekazine Live symbol, or I get product. I don't get sponsored for the product, but I do get products. But everything you can find over at geekazine.com/review. I'll turn that off. You get the idea. So I'll have all the links in the show notes on how you can get this. It's a great thing. Even this Stream Deck, which I've had a lot, you know, for the Stream Deck XL just came out. The Stream Deck is now in my mobile rig, which I'll use software to really have a full button system if I wanted to. All right, last part is the audio, and that is the Touch Mix 16 from QSC. They have a Touch Mix 8, which is under $1,000. I believe right now the Touch Mix 16 is around $1,200. Of course, prices change, and you can check that out. Once again, link in the show notes there. And with this Touch Mix 16, what I can do is more than giving you different features such as compression, such as gating, and everything. And as you can see, I send it analog out. There is no digital USB out there, and I'm perfectly fine with that because I'm not using this as a DAW, which basically means when you hook up to a program such as Audition or anything like that, you can record separate channels. But I don't use it this way. If I want to, I use the 16 because my band also uses this mixer, and when we go out to gig, it's an amazing product right here. And like I said, I don't know if you can see that. You can see a little bit of that interface. So let's do this up, and I can really control the audio before it even comes into the computer, and that's very important. Get it into the computer before you don't have to do anything inside of the computer. So this what I am using for my main software, Telestream Wirecast. Let's go over here. Now, Telestream Wirecast is the software. I used Wirecast Pro, which is a great program which allows me to do a lot of things like the full destinations like Facebook and YouTube, and of course record to either on the computer or using an external recorder, which I really love to do. So that is what's running behind. Of course, the PC is a Ryzen 7. I built about 2 years ago. Yeah, actually been 2 years, so it's probably got eight cores in it, 16 threads, which works perfect. And so getting up to a Threadripper or something like that, I could go to 12 cores. I could do a lot more. And then, of course, great job doing this and sending out. I do have a secondary computer, which is my live stream computer. So if you go over to youtube.com/Geekazine, that's what's using that. It's also using Wirecast. I've tried the other programs. Wirecast seemed to be the other main competitor, which is Windows-based software. And what I found out is that every 24 hours, it would disconnect from YouTube. And I have it sending a stream to YouTube, and I have it sending a stream to twitch.tv/Geekazine. So I needed that constant. You get the idea. You could use some of these other programs too. And I use these other programs as well. But Wirecast is my main one. Now, I just set everything up. You saw some of the scenes that I set on this Aver to be where the main product shot is. Right now, you see a couple computers, my guitar pick, and a remote control. So this is how the shot's going to be set up. Shot 2 goes straight to my mixer, so you can see that. Shot 3, this is where I see when I do my live stream. Now, the TV behind me is a TCL, which is a Roku-driven TV, 50 inches. So it's more than enough. I can actually put it's connected to the main computer, so it's the third screen. I'm naturally looking at the camera. Now, that was with the old camera, so I'll probably move it more towards the center on this camera, but we'll see what happens. Because that's kind of a distraction when you're reading something. Like, for instance, every now and then I'll look at my main screen, which is right there. And if you ever look, I'll take my glasses off so you can see a little bit better. When I'm focusing on there, you can see me focusing on there instead of the camera, which is tough to do because the camera is just this thing, the main aperture, the middle of this lens right here. And that gets tough to do, especially when something's going on up here and you want to see, oh, do I need to straighten out my shirt, or do I need to smile a little bit more? What do I need to do to get this going? Now, that was the second. It's not focused. There it goes. It focused in. So I can show you the buttons on the Stream Deck. The fifth shot I've got is a focused close-up of my main camera, which once it changes, you'll be able to see the new camera right there. So this is a perfect shot. So if I need to walk away from my studio, you can still see me. You can still see things going on as you go from there. Same thing with shot number 8. It's going to be a slightly blurred shot of my camera and my main view, and then 9. And it was a blurred shot of the product, so I can do this. I can go from 9, and then a hero goes. It's basically a home shot setup. So that's how I have the PTZ set up on here. Once again, this second camera, the Aver, which I need to use the remote control to control. I'll do preset mode 1, which has no table, and preset mode 4, which has a table. And I probably won't be 5. And then we'll go back here, and then you'll see my PTZ camera without the middle there. So you just gotta remember to change that off scene. And you can also watch, that's 3. I almost have it figured out. So, but anyway, what I could do is I could set this up for split screen, and then I could have this ready to go and set it up. So now when I go here, I can see the scene, and I say, no, I don't want that scene. I can switch this over to the zoom in scene. There I go. And then I hit the go button, which I can also program on the Stream Deck, but I don't have that set up that way. So I can program that to go on and off. And then, of course, you just switch it back. And then I can go preset 4. And I like to turn the auto live on and then just have one screen that I have to worry about while I'm streaming, and go from there. So I think that's most of everything to my Xbox right now. So if I wanted to show that the Xbox isn't on, actually I could turn that on really quick. So and I can set that up as extra scene. It shows as a blue screen because I don't know if it's turned on or not. I probably have it unplugged. No, there you go. So as you can see, I can then show you my Xbox, what's going on over at my Xbox, and go from or whatnot. and go from there. So, but the current studio setup is this. We've got a nice thing here. One more thing I want to show you, which is what I was trying to remember here, and that is this. On Stream Deck, I've set up what's called a hotkey switch button, and what this will do is it will zoom in and zoom out on my main shot. So if I press zoomed in, zoomed out. Now, when it's zoomed in, this we'll do this, and then we'll go back here. You'll see that it's now red, and then when I press it again, it means zoomed out. But of course, the text is in white, which shows me where I am in the zoom, and that helps me to figure out where I am totally on this whole thing. Everything at my fingertips. That 20. It includes my Ptz Optics 20 SDI, SX SDI. It includes the Touch Mix 16. It includes the Stream Deck, and of course the computer running Wirecast, which is the streaming software. So you have ability to put in other cameras via USB or through my Black Magic card, which is inside of the computer, and go from there. So hopefully that helps you understand where I have everything here at Geekazine. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me at Geekazine. You could even search Google Geekazine, you got me, and go from there. We're on YouTube, so go ahead, like, subscribe, comment, the bell notification for the next video. We're on Twitch, so friend me over there and sign up for Rocks. That's a point system, so you can get your time. You guys geek out. Show me your studio systems and go from there. All the links are going to be in the show notes, so you can build your system pretty close to mine. This is my current studio setup at Geekazine. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, geek out and take care.
Dubrek. Yes.
And we got the stylophone. Stylophone, of course, David Bowie used the stylophone, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
This is
Bowie. And we're gonna see what's new with the stylophone next. All right, so we have Rick here. How you doing, Rick?
a new stylophone analog synthesizer. It's the Stylophone Gen R8. It's a 2-oscillator analog synthesizer that also has an LFO with 8 waveforms. You've got a filter that has 4 different modes. So it's a low pass, it's a high pass, it's a notch filter, and a bandpass filter. Some delay effects. Up to that point, it's all analog signal path.
Okay.
We also have, for the first time in a stylophone product, we have a built-in sequencer. It's got 8 memories with 16 notes per memory, and you can actually switch between them on the fly, and it will know the right place where to change. And then, of course, in the stylophone tradition, we've got a metal keyboard. Unlike the original stylophones where you have to use a stylus to make the connection to play the notes, this one is all a glide control. This. There.
Okay.
And then we also have a mod button, so you can add a little bit of modulation to the sound if you start out with something with. It's a little hard to hear, let's see. Yeah, it's a really fun synthesizer. It's a nice size, so you can take it with you gigging, or it's something that you can use just to pass the time. Put it in a backpack. And
How much? It weighs only a few pounds, right?
yeah, it's about 3.5 pounds, I believe.
Okay.
One of the cool things that it's got all of these patch points, so you can connect it with your analog synth. You can use this as a controller. So they're, having this metal keyboard, you can do some nice gliss effects that are a little bit harder to do on a more conventional keyboard.
Cool. So is this out now, or?
Okay, right now this is a prototype, but we're taking orders for the first order of 500. which will be a limited edition, and we're expecting those to ship around early March.
Okay, early March. All right, well, Rick, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
And that's Duke Breck. We've got a lot more video at geekazine.com, youtube.com/geekazine. Go ahead, like, subscribe, comment, bell, notification, you know the rest. And we got more videos, so check it out. CES is still happening. NAMM videos are still happening. We got more videos left and right. So go over there, subscribe, and geek out. Jeffrey Powers with Geekazine. We're here with Mark at Switcher Studio. They got an update coming soon. We're going to talk about that next. NAB type of phone, for that matter, to go back and forth. So I was just going to say, tell us about it, but I think I just did, didn't I?
Yeah, I mean, you got the basics right. I mean, Switcher Studio is a video production studio in your pocket. We allow you to use iPads, iPhones, iPods as your studio. You're not locked into one place. You literally can take our gear anywhere and do a multi-camera broadcast.
Okay, so you got the beta coming.
We do.
Tell us what's involved. Shall we demonstrate it, or?
Yeah, we can talk about it and then maybe show you a few of the features.
All right, let's do that.
So one of the quick update, one of the biggest features we just released at the beginning of January is an element of video chat. So it is of using any type of device, Android devices, PCs, so anything that has a browser and a camera, you can invite someone and they can be a guest on your broadcast with this technology. And then with our team solution, there are 4, you have the ability
streaming.
Yep.
Are we talking like the super brand new Pro, or like I have an old Air 2? I had to say old Air 2, it's weird.
Yeah, so any device that will run the newest version of iOS should be able to handle. Anything that will run the newest version of iOS, you should be good to go.
That's awesome. Any other features?
As far as like new features that we released yet, no, but some of the things that we're teasing out that we want to kind of let people know of is our new cloud asset management. So the ability to upload assets into the cloud and share them with your team, people that are creating. So, for large order, all of your content creators are using the same thing. So, everyone's always on brand. They're always using the exact same thing. So you can have that consistent look and feel to your videos.
So you could have a whole bunch of people walking out here on the show floor, getting video, and then sending it to the cloud. You then collect it and then put it together, right?
Yeah, essentially. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's. Okay.
And then one other new thing, it's comments on screen.
Nice.
So already within Switcher, you can see Facebook comments in the app. When you're doing a live stream to Facebook, now you'll be able to actually star or save the comments, basically lower third, with the person's avatar that made the comment, what they said. So it just gives you more features and more ability to bring that audience into your broadcast with you.
That's awesome. And moderation, that's also the key there. So I like that a lot.
Yeah, so it's not every comment going on screen. There's only the one. Cloud asset management and kind of how that's going to work.
Yeah, and I hear that's ever changing, because it sounded like last night they made an update, in which you guys haven't had a chance to download yet. So it'll be ever changing. So let's take a look at this cloud management tool and then go from there.
All right, sounds good.
All right, we are here. Show us what you got.
LinkedIn just recently announced, probably in the last 6 weeks or so, that LinkedIn Live, they're slowly rolling it out. Switcher Studio is a launch partner with them. So you can see here on the screen that we have LinkedIn Live as a destination that you can go to. So you actually have the ability now directly in the app to go to Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn Live, or custom RTMP destinations. And then we also have our new cloud asset management. Let's say it's this. So it's everyone on our team at Switcher Studio, we want them to have the exact same Instagram graphic overlay for sharing on our social channel. So if I wanted to make sure that everyone on the team had that, I would basically go down here to select. I'll go. It's going to upload that file to the Switcher cloud. And then now, anyone that is a part of my team, when they go into add an asset, they'll click the plus sign, the new plus sign, lower third that we put in there. So anyone that's a part of our team, the Switcher Studio team that's creating content, regardless of where they're at, we're here at NAB, but if our team back in Louisville wants to do a live stream, they'll basically be able to go into their cloud asset management, pull that down.
and then they could put it into other streams
Correct.
as they go. So you could really complex this whole thing.
Yeah, yeah. You can get super advanced. You can also get, just use it for basic. To switcherstudio.com and sign up for a trial. We have a free 14-day trial for you to test out the service, make sure that you have a good feel for it. So switcherstudio.com. Once you create an account, then you go into the App Store and download the app on a device or as many devices as you want. It's free to download.
And this is all iOS, right?
All iOS currently at this point. Yes.
Is there any?
Is with our video chat.
Okay.
So this is how we're allowing people to bring in Android cameras. So,
Okay.
I know we have a lot of people that want to use their Android cameras because they have good
tablets for
cameras,
that matter,
right?
yeah.
The Samsung, the Pixel, I know that those are very, very good, top of the line cameras on those devices. So go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/SwitcherStudio. We have a weekly show, actually every Wednesday, that we do. It's called Stream Squad. So we'll be doing it live from here today at 2 p.m.
Which is what they're setting up right now.
And then we also have a watch party that we host as well for anyone that's in the comments answering questions that people may have as they're watching. So we try to stay involved in the community as much as possible. Okay. And then we also have a really good Facebook group called Switcher Studio Enthusiasts,
awesome.
Where we get a lot of our members get
with products that you just never expected them to do, and so all of a sudden it's like, oh wow, you can do that.
Yep.
Oh, that's sweet. So all right, well, thank you very much, Mark,
Absolutely.
for your time. So
Thank you.
And you guys over at Geekazine, we got lots of content over at geekazine.com. So until next time, you guys geek out. Oh, NAMM 2019, I'm tired already, but we've got so much cool stuff. We're here at the Tascam booth. I'm gonna learn about their USB audio interfaces, the 102i, the 208i. We can do up to trying at Tascam, and we're taking a look at the new USB audio interfaces. And as opposed to these older series, which is I've talked about before, we've got a nice silver box right here. So tell us a little bit about what we got here.
Well, these I kind of nickname our I series because it has the I. If I take it out, you can see it says 102. It's 2 in. Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
But it's actually 102 because it's a 10 input. On the back, it has 8 at as much input. And if you use an external mic pre that has 8 inputs, say like an ART, Behringer, whatever,
okay.
Whoever makes one, 10 to 2 interface.
And I'm assuming that that's the 208i because it can do 20, right?
That's exactly right.
I'm smart on this.
Yeah, you
can we see the back of that,
Sure.
or is that plugged in?
Well, this one here is so cool, and this is why. You have 8 outputs.
Yeah.
On an interface this size to get 8 outputs is very, very cool because now you can mix inputs to keep the jitter down if necessary.
Okay.
So overall, this is a very, very pro box that's in a small package.
Yeah.
But still very, very powerful.
But I do a lot of live streaming on the road. I 102i series.
This 102 right here is no brainer.
Absolutely.
I did this demo with this unit here.
Okay.
And it sounds as good as anything recorded in an LA or Nashville studio.
Okay. And now you have the interface.
No.
So you can still do some simple gating, some simple EQ,
Yes.
and
Yes.
go from there.
Yes.
And that's perfect because a lot of live streams, we're in loud spaces
Sure.
like this. So being able to do something with the mics a little bit helps.
Absolutely.
Completely. So, all right, this is awesome. Let's talk prices and availability.
Oh, comes with Amplitude 4. And
Okay.
it comes with the first mastering software I ever seen, T-Rex.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's very, very cool, and I love it. And I'm just excited because that makes this a very, very affordable solution.
Yeah.
These, 8 input boxes, and now we'll be able to record all my drums.
Okay.
And I think price point was also a good value as well. This is $399.
That's the 102i.
The 102i.
Okay.
The 208i is $499.
Not bad at
You can find 8-at cables anywhere at a music store. They still sell them. Hosa sells them.
Okay.
You can
but you
find
don't
them
have your
online.
own branded version.
No.
Okay.
It should be an optical cable from a music store like a Guitar Center or online. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, all right. Well, Tascam.com for more information. As we walk through NAMM 2019, check it all out over at Geekazine.com. Check it all out over at YouTube.com/Geekazine. Go ahead, like, subscribe, comment, hit that bell notification so I get my wings and we get more subscribers and you watch more videos. And that's how it works. Just kind of put it on play. We also have the live channel over at YouTube.com/Geekazine. You can just look and we'll see you at the next video. NAMM 2019, we're at the Tascam booth. We've got these nice little personal recorders for you podcasters, live streamers, and of course musicians out there. We're going to talk about that next. Recorders, handheld recorders. Tell us a little bit about what you got.
It's my pleasure. Welcome to NAMM 2019 here. We're refreshing the entire line. So we're refreshing our DRO5 with the DRO5X. We're adding the DRO7X to the line, and we're refreshing our fabulous DR40 with the DR40X.
Okay.
So what we've done here is we've added some new features, obviously.
A or USB-C?
USB-A.
Okay.
So literally, with no drivers or no muss or no fuss, you could plug any of these units directly into a computer, and the microphones will become USB microphones.
Okay.
Which would be great for streaming, podcasting, recording.
Anything that can accept that. So.
Yep.
So.
We've added a dictation mode to all three units.
Okay.
So what we found is that a lot of folks use these for spoken word, whether it be minutes recording, dialogue recording, obviously audio for video.
Yeah, we do a lot of podcasting with these types of devices.
Yep. And then so after the fact, there's a special dictation mode where you can set marker seconds, 5 seconds, automatically jump, and there's a special EQ for voice. It's a which really notches filters basically the voice very nicely.
Okay.
And then
it records 24. You said 24-bit or?
They go up to 24-bit.
Okay.
Yep. Full, 96K, 192. As good as it gets.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. Now, older models, of course, had the USB for charging. Does it also do charging on the same USB port?
Yes,
or is
it
that
does.
Separate?
No,
okay.
it does.
So you either do charging or
streaming.
Will it charge while you have it hooked up to the computer? It won't charge when you're using it.
Correct.
So, okay, perfect. So tell me about the price points.
Yeah, DRO5X 119 estimated street price, $119.99.
Okay.
DRO7X 149.99 estimated street price. DR40X 199.99 estimated street price.
Okay, and Tascam.com for that, right?
Tascam.com it is.
All right. Well, Paul, thank you very much for your time.
My pleasure. Thank you.
And that's at the Tascam booth. Check out everything over at Geekazine, youtube.com/Geekazine. Go ahead, like, subscribe, comment, the bell notification bells. Jeffrey Powers with Geekazine. Thanks a lot for watching. You guys rock out and geek out. What's up, my YouTube geeks? Jeffrey Powers here from Geekazine. Today I got a little TubeBuddy tutorial, actually a little YouTube tutorial as well, as we're going to show you how to revisit your past YouTube videos and actually bring them up to possibly getting some more views, getting some more likes, getting some more comments off of the whole thing. Jeffrey Powers from Geek. More today. I'm doing a review, or I'm doing a how-to on your YouTube channel, because with YouTube, a lot of times, a lot of people, what they'll do is maybe I need to put in a card or something like that, but they don't get around to it. Well, I usually try to go back, and this has probably been the longest stretch that I haven't gone back to review my video, NAB. To it was just a crazy 6 months. So now I'm going back and I'm actually looking at the posts that I made this last 6 months and see if there's any changes, anything that I've learned to do, anything that has changed in whatnot, and just make sure that everything is correct, that I put all the bits and pieces in. There was one video where I actually didn't put a title every Monday. And I pretty much call it a revision Monday. When I'm done with my shows, I'll go into YouTube, I'll go into Facebook, I'll go into the other, anything that I can edit and actually make those edits so they can be seen a little bit better on the web, and there's at least some analytics behind each of the videos to see how that all works and that. I'm going to be showing you two ways to do it. One is through the old classic YouTube editor, because that still is around. And then, of course, we'll be doing it you can get TubeBuddy over to tubebuddy.com/geek. I am an affiliate with tubebuddy.com, but with this, this video is all of Geekazine. It's not been commissioned by TubeBuddy to do or anything like that, so nobody's going to review it or anything like that. This is how I do things, and I use TubeBuddy a lot. So if you want to get TubeBuddy, Patreon and the PayPal tips are right there. Let's get into this right now, really super quick. We've got, first of all, we're going to go into the classic editor, and this is a great way for you to review your videos and go from there. So we're going to go into the Bluetooth compatible, and it turns your phone 360 degrees, so you could do different things. It'll create GIFs, it'll create videos or GIFs, and it'll create videos, it'll create pictures. So we did a video at CES. So now I'm going to be reviewing this. This one is not yet for sale. So in this case, a lot of times if something is on sale and now has a price tag, I could actually put that in there. But I've been finding a lot of my videos, and I'll show you with the next video. Actually, I'll show you with another video here. Okay, here's a better one. This is the Gemini LRX 1204 speaker system. It was a booth tour that I did at Gemini at CES. We got to see the speaker system and, of course, any of the new stuff. Through this really quick, and I'm going to use my TubeBuddy account to actually bring this all up. Now you're going really quick, what is TubeBuddy? I gave you the link and everything like that, but you really don't know what TubeBuddy is, so let me show you this really quick. We'll pull it up to things that YouTube doesn't offer and save some time doing this. I use TubeBuddy all the time. The big thing is to add tags, and if I need to add a tag across tons or hundreds or thousands of videos, that through this program. I can do keyword researches through this program. I can do appending updates. So let's say I have an old video and I want to take out an old link and then put LRX 1204 speaker system, and we've got that there. So what I've normally done is I put my link first, because they've always said put the affiliate link right to the top. But I found that see this on the side here. This is a TubeBuddy add-in, best practices. What did I do right and what did I do wrong? It still needs to get a like on Facebook. I still need to heart a comment. I need to add tags to your title. I'll talk about that in a second. And pin a comment, which I haven't done yet. So with this, what I'm going to do is I'm first going to take a look at the title, Gemini LRX 1204 speaker system, booth tour. That pretty straight video that I saw. I wish I could remember the YouTube video in question. But what they suggested was not to put the link at the absolute top. Actually, it is to take, and I'm going to zoom in on this so you can see that. I'm going to put the link right below that. And then I'm going to probably put in a bigger explanation here, which I'm not going to do right now, but I'm going to have more of a paragraph with a text right here. And with that, that'll give me, with some keywords in it, that will end up down here. And then that's where everything goes from. Now, this thing right here, add tags to your title. What that means is you should have tags that will sculpt to your title. Like, for instance, booth tour. I should have booth tour. Even though it's not a trending topic, it needs to be in there. The other thing is the Gemini LRX 1204, and that's supposed to help with my SEO. Now, another cool thing is back on TubeBuddy here is the recommended tags, and this is beautiful. They've been updating this on a regular basis. Now they have this refresh, so every time you add text to things, it will actually say, hey, let's refresh this. Whoops. Let's refresh this and go from there. So we'll hit the refresh button. And now I'll see new tags, and I'll see them by relevance right now, sense on why they're there, but they are trying to match keywords. So you'll see some tags that you don't want to put in there. But for instance, technology 2019, I should have that in there. And having constant tags across some videos, but not doing like a lot of, like for instance, technology 2019. It's just like I have CES 2019, that change. And I'm going to add any tags that might be something that's going to bring people into this video even more. So now I have the tags, it'll have more. So now if I refresh, well, I got to save this first. So let's go up here and save this. If I refresh this right here at recheck all, you'll notice that that part where the tags in the title is going to go away, and it's going to take a second here. Yeah, there we go. So now I have to get a like on Facebook, heart a comment, and pin a comment. And I'll show you how to do that in a second. First of all, let's go through the other stuff here. Advanced settings, making sure that the categorization, you can actually double your monetization on some of these videos by going in here after the fact. And this video was not long enough, but if you have a video that's 15 minutes long, they're going to give you an option to add an ad at the beginning and an ad at the end. And of course, put ads in the middle. In this case, like I said, you won't see that because the video is too short. But I could actually put in some more ads. And I always like to put an ad at the beginning and the end. And of course, if you're premium, you don't see those ads. But if you have a free account, then if translations, if you want to do any type of translations, you can definitely do that. You can see a lot of people will watch this in English, but we have some people in Spanish, Hindi, German, Portuguese. So maybe I should create some titles in a different language. I have my own custom thumbnail in there. I could create my own thumbnail with TubeBuddy, but in this case, I'm not going to do this. So let's go to the next part, and that is I'm going to go into the video and see what I've got for comments or anything like that. So I'm going to click on here. Whoops, I got to save everything first. So we'll save this. And now I'll click right here, and that'll bring me to the page, which will start it. But then is an awesome tip that a lot of YouTubers do, and that is they put in the first comment and they put in the first like. It's kind of a cheat, but it helps push the video along. So if you're not doing it, so you should do it too. It's a practice that a lot of YouTubers do. So we'll do it as well. We'll go in, we'll like the video, and then we'll make sure if we have the first comment in here. Now the first comment actually was nice 12-inch speaker system, DJ Ranks Studio O, and I replied. You should always reply to your posts to the comments. So I replied to the comment asking if they're going to go get one. So I don't have a comment in here. I'm going to add a comment. Do you have a speaker system that you use? Let's hashtag geek out over it. I like to put in a hashtag because that helps trend. It actually shows up there on there. I try not to put links on there unless I need to. And if I do put a link in there, usually it's referring to another video that I've done or a affiliate code that I've created. Let's geek out about it and then maybe bring them in the conversation. Next thing I know, I'm reviewing their products as well. And there you go from there. So now I have a like and a comment on there, and I'm good to go. I'm hoping that this will boost. Absolutely sure. Now we've done that on the classic version. Let's go over to the new beta version, and you'll see. Just so you know, I am on an advanced beta group, so you will see features in here that I can't really talk about yet, and B, you might not see on your channel. You might have stuff that I don't have on my channel. That's how that works. So, but anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at this one. It's the Soundbrenner Pulse Core. So, Core 4-in-1 metronome, and I'm going to put that in the title. So, and of course that adds to the title. I'm still under 100 characters, so and around 68. I like 60, 75. If I go past 75, I really start to look at that. But it really depends on what I have to put into the video. Now, once again, I have the sound. Looking at the sound Brenner metronome 4-in-1 watch. Smartwatch or smartwatch. And so I have that. I have an Amazon link on this. You might see this thing. You're going, what is this? This is actually a pretty cool thing. If you don't have magic links, you should check it out. Let me do this. Let me find it really quick. We'll go to magic links, and I think if I go here, that will take me to the page. There we go. Magic links is a great way to add links. Like, for instance, let's go washing machine. And now in my search, if there's any deals on washing machines that Magic Links has a retailer link to it, you'll see it right there, and you can actually add it to your videos and make a little bit of affiliate cash right there. So that's Magic Links. Move here, which lets you do the advanced embed. You can export your comments. You can do your share tracker, your social monitor, and things like that. You still have your best practices right here, and it looks like heart a comment or reply to a comment, which I don't know if I've had any comments in here. Definitely do that. And let's take a look at some of the other practices here. And do I have all the right tags in here? Let's refresh it. Let's hit score. And we'll go music technology. That looks like a good one. Technology 2019 is not in there. Shouldn't go back in and change your tags like 2 days in. That's why I like to wait a month or two to make sure and go from there. So, and sometimes I forget to put in my intro tags and my end tags, and that best practices area in TubeBuddy, that's going to show me where that is, and that's pretty cool. That is location. They did have location in there before, but they took it out on the old version. Now they've added it back, which kind of is sad because I used to put location in all the time. Now I go back to all those old videos, location is gone. I'd have to re-add it. But they're saying you put in a video location, it's going to help with your videos. So I'm going to say Las Vegas Convention Center, and there it is. Well, just blogs. I'm going to switch this to music. English content is never aired in the United States. Everything else looks pretty good here. So I'm just going to hit the save button. Go back to the basic. There we are. And make sure we'll hit the pause button right away. We'll go down here. I did not like it. I will like it. I will go down here. And I do have a comment, so I'm not going to comment on it again. Looks like we haven't had any too many comments from here. So I'm just going to heart my own comment because I can. And I could put a second comment in here and like saying new sound Brenner and let people know that this is a great information area on any type of appends or anything like that. We had about 1,000 people watch the video. We had 10 likes. Of course, we had three dislikes. I think there are people out there that think that dislike actually will help your video. So don't get discouraged when you see a dislike on there. And of course, these have some people that are just, I put in a couple new tags. I made sure my title was okay and it hasn't changed. Sometimes I've had videos where the title does change because let's say the company was bought out by another company. I can actually change that company name and go from A to B and maybe even go A and in parentheses say B, or B. People will find it if they're looking for A product as opposed to B product, if that makes sense. So the idea is to update everything, and we're using the TubeBuddy to bring it in. Now, another cool thing about TubeBuddy is the video analytics, and you might have seen it. It's over here on the right side. It's a little cut off, but it's telling me how many views I had, how many comments, how many likes and dislikes, and this video has search results for tags. I have to click to load it, and it's going to load for a couple seconds. It's 2 search results, so I want to bump that up. It's been seen 5.8 million times, and to my 16.2 1,000 subscribers. So I get a lot of information here. And if I go to another video that's similar to, so once I start seeing those, I could go in there and I'd actually see if their Videolytics is public, I can see that right here. And make some changes. Maybe they have a tag that I don't have, and that seems to be a nice tag that I'd want to add. So I kind of take that from them and go from there. So, but anyway, the classic view is going to go away, and beta will be there. There's still a lot of things that you have to do in classic, but it's getting better every single day. And so I'm really excited to actually see this beta finalized. But for now, we've got to live in both worlds, so that's why if that disappears, and so this will be a shorter video for you. So anyway, that's how I do it. Like I said, I use the program TubeBuddy, and if you want to check out TubeBuddy, you can go over there and TubeBuddy. Like I said, I'm doing more videos for you, so feel free to go there. They have some trials. See if you really want to see how the keyword section works out. It's a great way to do that. And just build up your YouTube videos, go from there. So, all right, well, that does it for this video. I try to do videos that are a few months old to bring it into the day, because you never know when a word becomes popular, when a word loses its popularity, when a trend trends more or trends less or whatever. You never know at the time you're making the video, or you made a mistake. You forgot to put an info card, but there's still a whole bunch of chances for you to make it right and make your video popular. So thanks a lot for watching. You've been watching how to revisit past YouTube videos to fix them and update them and make more views and make more money and everything else. Jeffrey Powers here. Thanks a lot for watching. NAB 2019. We're here at the Telestream booth. We got Bryce, the ever tall Bryce, here. And of course, we're going to talk about Wirecasts and maybe some other Telestream products that are coming out next. If you listened or not, but you fixed them, and that's the important thing. So, well, you came out with 12 with the what's that? The stock media.
Stock media, yeah, that's a great new feature.
But yeah, tell us all the new features in 12.
Yeah, so the stock media library is definitely one of the nicest, biggest, kind of fanciest features. So what we really wanted to do there was ease the process, the creative process for simple broadcasts, right? Okay. In a high level broadcast or an event, you're going to have very specific requirements around what content you're going to have in there. But for the everyday broadcasters, they want to be able to do an outro and then real low throughout it. Okay.
Or they want some money.
Some money. Yeah. So exactly. So the stock media library.
That's one of the stock media.
We partnered with a company, Storyblocks. Yeah. And they provide their entire library to us, to all of our customers, and we don't charge our customers for running Wirecast indefinitely. Yeah. Then like it stops working then, but then when you're paying for your updates, so you're always staying on this latest APIs for everything, it works as well. So
now inside of there, it only gave you a select few. Can you actually go to Storyblocks to look at the library?
So all of that content is in our app. So when you open it up, that's just the first page of the demo stuff, and then there's arrows to go to more and more pages. Okay. And we have like a separator for the different categories. So each page shows you a section of videos, a section of audio, and a section of
a video of
you got search
floss dancing or something like that.
Yeah, or you're going to YouTube and you need some quality stock footage of kittens or something. I don't know.
Gotta have kittens on YouTube. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Actually, behind us over here, what's streaming is a bunch of stock footage from Storyblocks.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I've worked with Storyblocks before, so
okay, great.
They got some great content there. You also redesigned Rendezvous, which was the big complaint I had last year.
So we really changed something that first came out. We're steadily improving upon it. Right now, the biggest number one complaint we got was audio. I can only send one audio source, or I can only send program audio. Yeah. I can't create a custom mix for my guests that are participating
or anything like that.
Which in a real world environment, you need that custom mix for them. So now in the pro version, you can go through and even do channel selection of individual audio interface. Just can't do, I want channel 1 of interface, you know, this or that or whatever, and mix those together. So
Okay, perfect, perfect. So, and any other features we missed, or?
yeah, so we have the QR code generator. That one's great. So for as long as I can remember, people have wanted clickable links in their streams. Unfortunately, there's a big blocker to that, in that you need industry-wide adoption of a same kind of concept. So because that's controlled by the player.
Yeah.
So we could send up a tag, and the player has to see that tag and go, yes, I'm going to throw this link here. Since that's not an option, since you can only do it like this one destination, might the QR code immediately, and you can throw that up in your stream for your viewers to just grab their QR code reader on their phone, and they can go to any link they want real quick.
Any thought of customizing the QR code? So, like for instance, I could have the big Geekazine logo in the middle of it.
No, we're probably not going to do anything around that for the Snapchat kind of stuff, for that you see, you know.
Not yet.
Yeah, not yet. But you know, you never know. That's certainly a
to some of these other big hardware switching systems.
Absolutely.
And not have to worry about paying those prices.
Yeah.
You also came out with another new product, or acquired a product, right? Switch.
So Switch is a in-house built product from the ground up. That is a cross-platform player to support ProRes RAW.
Okay.
From Apple. So
if you're dealing with ProRes, this is a must-have type system.
Yeah, especially if you're in areas where you need cross-platform compatibility, because of course you can play those on Apple machines. You know, they're going to have that native SWP analysis and all that stuff. You can expect, you know, your GOP size and all that stuff. So it's going to be the first cross-platform player to support ProRes RAW.
That's awesome. And of course, you have a host of other programs, from screen sharing,
ScreenFlow,
ScreenFlow, and other products like that. So it's a big library. You can check that out over at telestream.net and go from there. So, Bryce, I know you have to get to other stuff, so we'll get you out of here. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So, and you guys keep an eye. NAB 2019. We got a lot more video from Telestream, from anywhere in this show floor in Vegas. What up, my geeks? Jeffrey Powers here from Geekazine. Today we are doing an unboxing. We're doing a review of a microphone for you podcasters out there, for you live streamers out there, for whatever you need it for. If you're going to do some voiceovers, this is this is a Tonar microphone, the Q9 US. YouTube.com/Geekazine. Go ahead, like, subscribe, comment, bell notification to let you know when the next videos come out. Same thing on Geekazine.com, bell notification, bottom corner. And you can find out when the next articles, next videos come out, and go from there. So today we are going to take a look at the Tonar microphone. Before we do, got to say this: everything is opinions. All are Geekazine's own. No, not getting paid for anything. This isn't a paid promotion by any means. You got any questions? Geekazine.com/review. That will tell you what's going on there. And of course, hey, you know, we do have the merchandise page over at geekazine.com/merchandise for some cool merch. And then, of course, page venmo.com/geekazine. All right, let's get into this really quick now that we've gone through all the numbers, all the facts, all the figures. This is the Tonar microphone. No, P is not capitalized. It's a microphone. But anyway, this is the Tonar microphone. This is what we're going to unbox. Let's take a look at the Tonar page first before we do. Get you started in, I don't know, making some music and making some podcasts and making some live streams, whatever you want to do with this. This is a side address microphone. So in this picture, this is going to show you how you use it. You use it as a side address. Easy, we'll go from there. Of course, we got some specs on this. Specs, it's a cardioid polar pattern. It has a sensitivity of -45 dB with a +3 dB on there, and it uses 5 volts of voltage. It goes from 20 hertz to 20. But of course, if you've got a high voice, like a female voice or something like that, then those will work just as perfect from there. It does do a sample rate of 44.1. So if you're looking for something like a 24 or more, then probably not. But if you're starting on your podcasts, if you're adding another microphone and you just want to do USB, this is perfect. So let's take a look at this really quick. Let's go over here. All right, this is the tone arm microphone. -1 instructions, and they fold out and they come in different languages. So what we've got here, how you hook it up to the computer, the button switch controller. So short presses means the volume up and down, but long presses means mute. So what we got here now is, this is the windscreen. Looks like a standard windscreen. Let's just take it out of that noisy packaging. Go bye-bye. And as you can see, there it is. I've got it in my... Now, if I talked like this on my videos, you'd probably go, what the heck is he doing? But this is the windscreen. It's actually too close as well. Put that right there. I should have cleared off a little bit more on my table here. We've got this is a shock mount right here. Standard shock mount with rubber band inserts. We got 2 ends right here where you take the microphone and open it up from there. So we got that. USB-B connection, which is interesting. Interesting because you don't see that too much anymore. That's an older connection, but it's for 16-bit. That's perfect. If you wanted to do anything higher bit rate, you would probably have a USB-C for the microphone, but you can use them for other things. And my first scissors mount was actually a light, and I turned it into a microphone stand. So, and I use that on most of my early podcast stuff. So there's the mount there. And of course, it screws out like that, and you put it on the table, just slide it on the table right there. Hopefully it won't fall down. Then we got the scissor arm. This, the mounting style is what's called the scissors arm because it scissors up. And of course, it's got a couple different tightening parts here. We're just going to tighten this down on the table here really quick, so I can put this right on. So let's open it up. Opens up pretty easy, and we'll plug it right in on the side there and go from there. Get a windscreen with this. That's pretty cool. If you now, a lot of people like to do actually overkill, and in some cases, people don't like the sound that comes out of it when you double it up. But some people do double it up. If you don't use this, you use this. If you use this, don't use this. You get the idea, or vice versa. But some people do, and that's not neither here nor there. If that works for you, do what you need to do. But you don't need to use both. All right, let's go back, and let's get into the big piece, the piece de resistance, and that is the microphone. Inside the grill here, you can kind of see the capsule is right here, as I flash it. So don't speak up here. You can, it's just not going to work that well. And don't speak back here. You want to speak, this is your sweet spot right here. So, and once again, you can take this windscreen, put it right on there. Full screen attached. We're going to close this up. Now, I'm going to connect this up onto the scissors thing, and then of course connect on the USB. I might have to stop the video and restart for this to be recognized, but hopefully it won't. Now this is basically meant for microphones, so if you wanted to put a camera on there or something like that, you can't. Some of these have adjustable screw mounts, so you have 3 different screw patterns, but this is just the single one. Not too bad. I mean, it's meant for this whole system, so why would they want to double that up? We put this on here, and of course, if you got a different shock mount that has that's just like this, and you like that better, use it. Why not? Why not? It's gonna work the same way. And of course, the shock mount helps. So if you start tapping on the table, on the keyboard, or something like that, and it depends on whether I have the microphone down or up. You know, I could bring this down a little bit and have the microphone here, or bring it up a little bit and have the microphone down. Your choice. So let's just let's do it like this. This is how you do it in a standard minus buttons. So in fact, let me show you that really quick. Bring this back. So I'm not sure if you see this. Let me just. There we go. So this is the buttons, the plus and the minus buttons. If you tap it once, the volume will go up. If you tap it once, the volume will go down. But if you hold it, that's when it'll mute it. And I'm gonna plug it in here. Can't see underneath. Let me just tip this up really quick. There we go. Plugged it right in. There is a screw mount. You can get an attachment that would go over this thing. So you tighten this up, and then it would hold on to the USB plug, so it doesn't pop out. But I didn't see that in the box. I'll have to double check, but I don't think that was in the box. You'd have to get it. It's an easy Amazon purchase. So, but anyway, here we go. Let's go back here. Plugged in. So I'm going to mute myself, go plug it in, and then let's see how it sounds. All right, here we go. We have this all set up. It's actually coming from the mic. I'll tap it once. So you know it's coming from the microphone. I do have my headset on because I want to show you the difference. Now, the difference in these microphones, first of all, this headset microphone is going through a mixing board. It has compressing the volume control off of the microphone. So let's switch over here. So now I'm coming from my headset microphone and not, we're going to go down on the volume, down on the volume, down on the volume, down on the volume. And now we're going to go back up, back up, back up. One more. There we go. So now I think, let me turn it down one. There we go. I think that'll be a good number to hear there. So you'd have to have some sort of monitoring system yourself on there. But as you can see, it's working pretty well. It does have a decent sound from what I heard in the initial testing just 2 minutes ago. And we're back. Okay, so you have to hold it, probably a jingling sound on the microphone. That's the only issue I have with, and this is not the only microphone that does this, is the fact that the buttons are on the microphone. There's a shock mount. It's meant to make sure when I tap on the table, you don't hear it as much. Add in, because they have it, this is the windscreen. And my understanding, let me just make sure that I'm doing exactly what they want me to do on the instructions here. And that is attach it somewhere. Maybe it doesn't tell you where to attach it. Nope, doesn't tell you where. Go to the scissor arm. I'm just going to loosen this up. And it's got a gooseneck on it, so you can adjust as you go. And let's just do that. Loosen that up. Now, there should be a small distance between, oh, that's not tight. Let me tighten that. There we go. Now it doesn't see full windscreen, double windscreen on here, and we're talking right into the microphone. We can even get close on this windscreen, but there is a distance between the microphone and the windscreen. You want to have at least 2 or 3 inches away, and this is a little bit closer. Right here is perfect, because then I can come up here and I can say, Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, or my sound goes through this netting thing on the windscreen and disperses it a little bit, and then it gets here to the second windscreen and disperses it even a little bit more, and then it finally goes into the microphone. So once again, if you want to do the dual windscreen thing, that's fine. I think it's overly just have this windscreen on here and put this microphone a little bit away from my mouth and actually angle it so I'm right here and I'm talking away from the microphone like that, and the microphone slightly tilted this way. But that's, yeah, there's parts you can tighten, so you can bring this up to your mouth, you can talk into it, and you can be totally, you know, I feel like I'm masking myself. I don't want to be known, don't want to be seen by the public. If you're doing voiceover work or anything like that, that'll be something that you have to determine whether this is going to meet your needs as well. For voiceover work, I would guess the 16-bit, because you'll be able to just talk right into the microphone and go from there. And you're hearing the sound. This other microphone is not working at this point in time, so you're hearing sound with no effects, nothing. That's it. So that's the sound, and so that's the Tonar Q. What is it? Q19. I always forget this part. And that's the Tonar Q9 USB condenser microphone kit. And it's a nice kit. I mean, it works really well. I can bring it away, can bring it closer, and go. You can see it a little bit better. As you can see, it's got, you know, it's pretty sturdy construction. Once you got it all tightened down, the windscreen's there, so you know you can kind of slide it away when you don't need it. Bring it back in, and there you are. You can talk through it and say, "Hi, we've got this." I will have a link, and the link will be to Amazon affiliate because that's where they're going to have you go anyway for the Tonar Q9 USB microphone. They do have some other condenser mics and dynamic mics. You can, and wireless mics for that matter. You can go over to the including the studio. This one's is an XLR. This one's an XLR dynamic microphone. The condenser microphone also XLR. So you have choices between XLR and USB microphones. There's the wireless one, and go from there. So this has been the unbox and review of the Tonar. You really should be going to the company and saying, "Hey, what's going on here?" Because I couldn't tell you that. But anyway, you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Think Magazine, put in Geek, Geekazine.com. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, bell notification. Questions, let me know, and we'll go from there. Thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you next time. And until then, you guys geek out and take care. We're here with Dominic, and we're here at the Touchpoint booth. I'm going to get my brain scanned, see if there's a brain inside here. We're going to do that next. All right, so we're going to do this. This is awesome. What are we doing exactly?
Okay, so what we're going to do a 5-minute baseline first. Then we're going to do a touchpoint challenge with Dr. Saren. We're going to have you hold the touch points.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to email you the results.
Oh, that's fine.
But you'll get kind of the idea, and then she'll do, you know, an interview with you and go over it all with you.
Perfect. They're not testing for tumors, so we're not going to find out if I have 3 months to live or anything like that. But we will be, what's this over here? Oh, consent.
Yep.
What do they do here?
All right, so we are going to get a baseline electroencephalogram, and then I'm going to apply our technology as you're thinking of a stressful thought.
Okay.
It's going to calm you down, and then we'll get some more data, and we'll show you the difference before and after in your personalized real-time brain changes.
Okay. Can I just show that in front of the camera there?
Absolutely.
This is one of the units that we're seeing. It's pretty small. It's going to go on my temple, I'm guessing, right?
Nope, we're actually going to put it in your hands for the demonstration.
Oh, the hands,
But if I
okay.
wear them as a wearable device.
And he's
Prep your skin.
He's prepping my skin.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not unused to EEGs because I did test EEG equipment back
Okay.
in the 90s for a company called Nicolay Biomedical.
Great.
And now it's called Thermo, if I remember correct.
Okay.
So, and now he's putting something on my head. How do I look? Is it reflective?
It looks great. I just want to know how many of those
EEG cap.
EEG cap.
Can you hold that there for me? So what I did was I measured out your head to see
Oh,
where all these
it's going to put some gel in my hair, minus the hair.
Yeah.
So I can take that off.
So the gel is there just to conduct,
Yeah.
to improve the conduct.
To do the
I don't
conduction.
need to tell you this. You've done this a million times.
Yeah, but you. Oh well. Now, how long have you been doing this? What's your history with the company?
So I'm actually the inventor.
You're the inventor? Okay.
I'm a neuropsychologist, and I have been thinking about this and actively working on it for over my patients with EMDR therapy and neuromodulation and things like that. I realized that we could have a more effective delivery system for health, well-being, and a lowered stress response.
Okay.
My original hope was and still is to actually just lowers the general stress response, so everyone should have access to this. We all are suffering from stress in minor ways all the way to major ways. You know, I mean, you'd be surprised when I have conversations with my patients or with anyone even today at this conference or anywhere. People are really suffering, you know? Oh, I can't sleep, or no, whenever I see this person, my heart starts pounding and I want to run the other direction. Stressed out state.
Yeah. Not to make a joke of it by any means, but I bet you there is a thing as CES PTSD for some people out there.
Right,
so, yeah.
right. There is, you know, even just walking through and seeing all this. Now, it's interesting because the baseline or the state of your brain when something happens dictates how your brain responds to it. So if I'm tired and cranky and have had a long day and someone says something a little, slow it off, right?
Absolutely.
At CES, because of the sensory environment, the lights, the sounds, the constant people fighting the crowds, walking 8 miles and zigzagging and not know where you are, you know, and there's all this kind of...
So now here I am. I think I'm fully plugged in.
You are fully plugged in.
And
are we ready for the baseline?
Are you ready?
I need birthday first.
Yeah.
You need my birthday?
Yeah.
You're gonna...
It's just for Joe.
No, 3, 2, 1.
So I'm going to step away because I'm going to be a distraction.
Okay.
So
Bye.
We're going to come back as soon as we get enough good baseline data for you. Okay.
So here we go. What do you want me to look at something or?
Here's what I'm actually going to get you some cool feet here.
Okay, I'm gonna look at the camera then.
Okay. And just try to relax your eyebrows and your jaw as best you can. We're going to do this for about 4 minutes. And
4.
All right. How's it going?
I had to cough.
Okay, no problem.
All right.
All right. Okay.
All right.
So it's not often we just sit for a few minutes, actually, right?
Yeah, it's true,
Yeah.
especially in an event like this. So.
Of course, of course. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to actually take you through the touch point challenge.
Okay.
So I'm going to need both of your hands. Do you want it in your mind?
Yep.
0 to 10, how stressful does it feel right now in this moment?
I'd say about a 4.
Okay. Do you feel it in your body when you think about it? Maybe your stomach or your chest or your head. Where do you feel it?
In the lower, about 3.
3? Okay. Can you think of something a little more stressful?
No, this is the most stressful thing that's happening in my life right now.
Okay.
So.
I'm so happy that you only have a 4. I will tell you that.
You want
in our-
something more stressful?
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Okay, I think I got something that'll be more of a 6.
Okay. Be calmer, you know, things like that. That's great. So you got a 6. So where do you feel that one in your body? Okay. So when you think about that, you feel it in your body and it's a 6. I'm going to have you hold one in one hand and one in the other. Now again, these can be worn on your wrists, in your wrists, tank tops, pockets, or socks.
Okay.
As long as one's on one side, one's on the other, and you don't have to touch your skin. But
Okay.
for our demonstration, we're going to put them in your hands.
Okay, that's fine.
And I want you to just notice the overall feeling in your body and just tell me if
Or kind of pulling that away.
And they're doing it without any conscious effort on your part,
Yeah,
right? You're
absolutely.
not trying to pull that down. In fact, when you're trying to pull it down, it's often very, very ineffective.
Yeah.
It's really easy to turn it on with a thought, very hard to turn stress off with a thought. That my body's tight or I'm stressed out, I can just put them on and then go back to what I'm doing. It's working through non-conscious networks.
Okay.
So consciousness is a very, very small part of our very powerful brain networks. And this is why if you hold your breath, you just conscious second read, and then we'll wrap up, okay?
Okay, sounds good. Thank you. You're gonna do the exact same thing?
Now we're going to do the exact same thing.
All right. Let me get.
All right.
I gotta watch the camera. Make. Right, like in a pattern. Dude. But then all of a sudden my phone went off, so I was like, dude, phone.
All right, wrapping up. How are you doing?
Relaxed.
Good.
So yeah.
And when you think about that starting up, you know, you're on your own. How are you going to get to CES? You know, feeling it all over your body. How is that now? You don't have them in your hands, by the way.
Yeah. It was interesting. I was just telling Dominic that they were doing their rotatable and like it melted it away.
Great.
So.
Well, such a pleasure to meet you. Thank you so much for covering us.
Thank you very
and
much.
Best of luck at CES.
Where do people go for more information and to get how do they get a brain scan? Is this a kit that?
Practitioners and hospitals. We're just doing this for demonstration purposes. We don't need to do a brain scan to know that touch points are going to work. We're just demonstrating it in real time.
So you go to your regular hospital. This is the type of scan you would get.
If you're looking to do anybody, they can go to ilovetouchpoints.com.
Okay.
And they can get, I think for most people, the basic version is our lower cost version, but it's got 3 settings embedded in it. And we say that stress relief is as easy as 1, 2, 3. So they'll sync up. So you press this one twice, this one once, boom, got settings for sleep, calm, and anger. And then to turn them off, you just separate them and turn them off.
Nice.
Yep. That's it.
Dr. Amy Sarin, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Jeffrey.
And thank you guys. .com/Geekazine. We got somebody else that needs to get in this chair. So you guys take care. Geek out. What up, my geeks? Jeffrey Powers here from Geekazine, and today we are doing is the TrendNet 8-port gigabit PoE plus switch. PoE is power over Ethernet, and basically that means that you can have a camera or a device and not have to have a cord on it. In fact, my Ptz camera has PoE power. So basically it runs through the Ethernet cable to keep it in the box, which is really cool. So I can have it where I need it when I need it. So anyway, you can find me over at Geekazine, geekazine.com. And of course, all the socials you just saw there a minute ago. If not, just rewind a little bit. And of course, if you're on YouTube, go ahead, like, subscribe, comment, the bell notification. So all opinions are of Geekazine, as always, and you can check everything out over at geekazine.com/reviews. Geekazine.com/reviews. Now, let's check this out. So we're over here. This is the 8-port gigabit PoE switch. And this is from TrendNet, and they've got several different versions of this. Some are a little bit more powerful, some a little less powerful. There are many reasons why. I got 8 Ethernet ports that can be PoE powered, and it's got enough power in the box to power the power over Ethernet devices that I have, and that's the key right there, because you see regular Ethernet connections. But if you have to power several cameras, then you want to make sure that you get a device that will actually be able to do that with the PoE, because it takes up power to do that. You'll get what I'm saying here. So basically this is 810 as long as I stay under that 61 watt limit. It's got 16 gigabit per second switching capability, and of course it's a metal switch, plug and play. Instructions, because it's a switch. It's if you want to use it as to figure out what computers go on where now. So we'll just slides out like this. The features, like I said, 8 plus gigabit PoE ports up down here, 16 gigabits switching capability, plug and play installation. Device that you can buy that you plug into the device. Let's set that right there. And you plug that into the device, and then plug it into the PoE, and then the cable into here. And I have a couple of those floating around here. I should have grabbed one, but the whole point is that you can turn the safety note right here, and then a quick installation guide. And let's just open that up really quick. That's it. It just says internet switch to your access point to your PoE cameras. And that's one of the reasons why I got this. It is meant for video cameras, so I'm excited about that. So we got and then the 8 switches, the 8 ports where PoE is put in. On the other side, we'll have all the link lights to tell us where we are, how we are. So from there, what else we got? We got a big old wall wart, and of course this is going to be a lot bigger. And then of course we got a power cable, and we got rubber feet, which I will put on a little bit later. So you can put rubber feet on here, or if you're putting it into a rack system or something like that, you don't need those rubber feet, don't put them on. So now we got the power plug. It's a standard power plug, like a computer power plug, like you get in your for a new computer. Turn it off. Let's turn it on now. There we go. And as you can see, it's doing its light up thing. What we have is the link here, and then the PoE status. So if you have a PoE, we have link light, the ultimate link light. We've got the 10 to 100 link. We've got, and I can't see, it's too small, PD on, and then it's basically showing you if it's green or if it's yellow. That means that it's good or not. So we've got a PoE max here. So if you will take your source, basically your router, that will assign IP addresses unless you have all static IP addresses, which you can definitely do. You can bring in all static IP addresses, and you wouldn't an outsource, I guess you could call it. So yeah, you basically plug it in like the Ptz camera up there, and then run through, and then of course maybe the 8th one will go to your computer, or the first one will go to a router coming in, so it will assign everything in a 61 watt area. You should be fine and good to go. So that's it. That is the switch, and you can use this with any router. So if you have a home router, you just plug it in there, and then you plug your devices from there, and they'll set up, like I said, it'll assign the addresses, and that's pretty straightforward, isn't it? It's the TrendNet 8-port gigabit PoE switch. We just unboxed it. You can check everything out over at Geekazine. If you have any questions, feel free to give me a buzz over on Twitter, over on Facebook, over on Instagram, LinkedIn. Geekazine, Think Magazine, put in a geek. And once again, over on YouTube, don't forget checking it out, and definitely comment down there. What are you using for your switches? This is going to be for my video stuff. So, and which is why I got this TrendNet, which is meant for video camera use. NAMM 2019, we're here with Mike, and you guys call Trinolog, right?
Yeah, a digital paddle into a very small part like this.
Okay.
And each one is an analog circuit.
Okay.
So the sound is pure analog.
So this is an analog pedal, not a digital pedal.
Yeah, only the interface,
Okay.
control interface is
Yeah,
digital.
absolutely.
Yeah, and you can put effect cards, we call it effect card, into the back of. You can use our app to control all the knobs and orders of the effect. And we also have the send return loop, so you can put your lovely pedals into the loop. Yeah,
Okay.
and you can save your setting into the 4 pedals. Just I will show the pedal you are using and the name of the setting you name.
Will it be like a graphic, or will it just say fuzz pedal?
It will be like now it is just a prototype.
Will it be like the interface here? So this is the interface right here.
Yeah, it is an app interface, and this one is just yeah. You can define the name.
Why don't you go ahead and play a little bit, and I'll switch some of the banks here.
Oh yeah, sure. Like now.
And I'm noticing as I'm doing that, the app is actually reloading with the
Yeah.
This you put in the modules, and then you close this up. So this is one solid unit.
Yeah.
And then you just lay this on the floor. You plug it in like you would any other pedal. 9-volt DC on there.
This USB port is for the updating for the software.
For the software,
Yeah.
for this part of the
And
thing,
in the future, we will add some function on it.
Okay.
Like the MIDI or other controller.
Okay. Okay. Cool. So, what are prices like that?
Now we are deciding the portfolio around 100 to 150, depends on the effect you are using.
Okay, just like a standard pedal.
Yeah,
system,
just like a pedal.
But the best part is you have it enclosed. Is it set up so if somebody decides to spill their beer on your thing, is it waterproof?
It's not waterproof, but actually I have.
Not yet, right?
Yeah, not yet.
Not yet.
And I spelled something on it.
It's the buttons that we have to worry about. So
Yeah.
Any plans to add things like a wah pedal or a volume or anything like that?
Not yet, because we think like volume pedals or wah pedals, it still need a very big stuff. Pedal to control any knobs of the effect.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Where do people go for more information?
Our website is trinolog.com, just our company name. And
Yeah, trinolog.com for more information. All right, perfect. Mike, thank you very much for your time.
thank you very much.
All right, there you go. A new way to set up your pedals for your guitar is pretty cool. Analog technology. 2019, we have a lot more videos coming soon. So go over to geekazine.com, youtube.com/geekazine. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, bell notification for the next video. And until next time, you guys rock out and geek out. Thinkware X700 dashboard cam from Geekazine. Think Magazine putting a geek. You got me. How you doing, Jeffrey Powers? You can find me over on YouTube. You can find me over on Facebook. Just look for Geekazine. Think Magazine putting a geek. Go ahead, like and subscribe. Boom! You've got Geekazine's articles whenever you need them. So, all right. Today we're going to take a look at this right here. This is the Thinkware Dashcam X700. It debuted, I believe, at CES 2019. So if I do something weird or something like that that the cam's not supposed to be doing, or I say something, it's just because this is the first look. As you can see, it's still sealed. Now, before we go, I have to tell you that this product was given to me for review. Tested a couple other Thinkware dash cams. I had some problems, especially with the power issues. The biggest one is it kept drawing power from the battery, which meant that if you left your car for about a week, it would drain the battery, and I had a problem with that. So hopefully this will resolve that. This is the X700. You mount it to your windshield, and it comes with a mount, and it kind of looks like a camera. And it's got touchscreen ability. It's got super night vision. It's got AI ability, so it'll help you if you're drifting lanes or something like that. So if you have an older car like myself that doesn't have any of these sensors here, it's got a wide dynamic range, which means that it does a little fisheyeing, so you can see the whole road there. The LCD touchscreen viewer, so you can change settings as quick as possible. And of course, you can bring everything into the PC. Parking survey the lane, and safety camera alert alerts the driver of upcoming speed and red light cameras, which is not too bad. It's going to use if you've got the optional GPS and antenna in there, you'll be able to do that. Now let's look at some of the specs here. Yeah, we're going to talk about what's in the box. Let's look at specification. 1080p. 2.13 megapixel Sony Starvis camera. The rear, and once again, I don't think the rear camera is going to be in here. Maybe it is. We'll see what happens when we do the unboxing here. So, and it's fairly small. All right, here we go. We got the Thinkware dash cam right here. We're going to open it up. We got to break the seal to do that. So let's just take a screwdriver to it and knock that out. It's not going to be easy to open, I don't think, because the tab is... There we go. A little point and shoot type camera type thing. So we'll pull that out of the box. A little bit of flappy cardboard there. So there's the camera right there on the plastic. Let's remove the film. We've got a DC in, a power in port right here. We'll move this box so you can see a little bit better. We'll zoom in just a little bit too. All right, so we've got a power right there. We've got, it looks like, attachment. I don't see any other. So it looks like we have a power switch, and we have the micro SD card. Now it says that it's supposed to come with a 16 gigabyte micro SD card, so that's probably in the box a little bit more. So let's do that. Bring the box back to read the instructions. You can do so. Next up, we've got. This looks like. I'm not sure what this. Oh, this okay. And affix it. It's got a little 3M double tape, so I'm assuming it's got to be affixed inside as opposed to the outside. It would be nice if it was an outside camera, because then I could put it underneath the license plate, and it probably would be more weatherproof. But I don't know. We'll see. That maybe the instructor to put it onto the dashboard or onto the windshield. We got a power cable. Now, it looks like this power cable, let's pull it out of the packaging here. Easier said than done. There we go. Will connect up to something in your car. Now, luckily I have one of those those rear view mirrors that have power to it, so I might be able to look like previous versions, they just plugged into the cigarette lighter. So, and maybe there's a cable that does do that here. Here's another cable. This is the cable that goes from the front of the vehicle to the back of the vehicle. So from the front cam to the rear cam. I don't know if this will stretch, but we'll see. What else we got in the box here? There's the micro SD card, 16 gigabyte. Let's double check. It's a class 10 U1 16 gigabyte card. So it'll do the job, but I'm guessing that you'll have to either pull the data off as quick as possible, or this looks like some more adhesives. So if you don't want to go into your car's interior for this cable, you can run the cable through this thing and use attachments. You have both the front camera, so this will go into the front of the car, and then this will go in the back or the side. I mean, you don't have to have it in the rear, but it'll have to be on the glass if I want to use it as a rear view mirror, so, or a rear view backup device. So this probably pops out or turns, or there we go. So there's that unit. So I'll have to figure out how to put it into through my wiring in my car and go from there. But I'd love to have it outside of the glass, so hopefully there'll be a way to do that. But anyway, that's it. That's the camera. Like I said, it looks like a little point battery. It doesn't feel like there's a battery in here, but I'll double check. I didn't see any specification for a battery. Let me just double check here really quick on the specifications. Frame rate 30 frames per second. If you that package there. Micro SD card. Yeah, it doesn't look like there is a battery in here. Previous versions did have some sort of battery, if I remember correct, but it'd be nice if there was a battery. That way, if there was any, it could run off the battery, and then if it needed the charge, it could do that. And go from there. But anyway, you can go over to their website over at us.thinkware.com. So here's the price. It's about $149. It starts at $149, and of course I've got the full thing here. So if you want to add the rear camera on there, it's $79.99. Hardwiring kit is $29.99. GPS antenna is $39.99, which I don't think I got in this box here. And additional micro SD cards from $49.99 to $89.99. Of course, you can get your own as well. So not too bad a price for that. So we'll do a full review and we'll check it out and see where it goes from there. So that was it. That is, we're at Geekazine, geekazine@gmail.com. Think Magazine, put in a geek. Go ahead, like, subscribe, comment on YouTube over on Geekazine. Hit those bell notifications so you know when the next videos come out, and we'll go from there. Thanks a lot for watching this unboxing of the ThinkWare X700. Until next time, you guys. CES 2019, I'm here at ULO World, and some really cool magic sand, and we're going to learn about that, how that helps with anxiety next. All right, so we're here with, is it Alain? Is that how you pronounce it?
Alan Frey.
And we're looking
a device to help people to regulate their anxiety. Okay, this is what we would call an extended reality. So basically, sorry, you have to hold there.
Oh, okay.
I need to play the two hands.
So he's going to be moving around the sand, and as you can see, we got like the look of mountains, and we got the look of grass, and we got the look of dirt and water as we go through the different levels, and it's just sand. And if you go ahead and cover that up there. So it's just a projector that's making that happen, but with the sensors,
But we're trying to have people who are suffering from great level of anxiety, mainly people who have cognitive disorders such as Alzheimer, autism, and any other. It could be also PTSD or depression.
Okay.
They have this great level of anxiety. So we stimulate them, multisensory stimulation, by using, the tactile thing, the visual one. On the top of that, the sounds, we cannot hear them, unfortunately. Haptically, we encourage the people, the users, to synchronize their breathing with the movements of the water, of the waves.
Okay.
So it's kind of a breathing guide, yeah? Or alternatively, they can use a belt, connected belt, and they're gonna be the one who are projecting their own breathing. So breathing in, the movement, and so basically after using that, the creative aspect and so on, they kind of calm down, and by calming down, they kind of regulate the anxiety, and then they can follow, can work better with their therapy, interact better with people, and so on, because they're calm. So
now this is a special type of sand, so you can't just
sand, but it's called also magic sand.
Okay, magic.
So it's
magic sand.
It's a mix of a glue and sand, and it gives this kind of glue, clay aspect, and it's very easy to shape. As you
Yeah,
can
and
see.
it doesn't keep its shape that well, so it can move, go in its own direction from there.
Exactly. That's the whole idea.
That's
So
awesome.
people interact with the whole thing. They can, as you know, as long as they want to. And basically, again, it is interactive. That's the whole idea. It's a drug-free approach.
So this is called the Inner Garden,
Yes.
and is it out now, or are you doing some sort of crowdfunding on it, or what?
No, it's not out yet. It will be out in February, March.
Okay.
So we're finishing the whole thing. We're enhancing it. I was talking about the biofeedback. People are playing with it. So we are kind of improving it, and then by February, March, it will be available for you know.
And that would include the box and the magic sand and the projector
Yes,
and all
exactly. There will be different levels, if you like, or what I was telling you before with the neuro or the brain activity. So
Yeah.
more data in a therapeutic context. For the time being, it is only available for it's a B2B product meant to children or special adults. That's what we're aiming at the beginning.
that. And where do people go for more information?
Well, they go to onto our website is hello, ULLO hyphen world.fr, and we've got obviously the British.
Thank you very much for your
Thank you very
time.
much. That was nice.
And that's over at uloworld.fr. It's one of the French startups that's coming here to CES. Of course, many startups from all around the world come here to show off their products, so they can get their funding, so they can get their investors, so they can get more excitement around these things. And this is definitely Geekazine, geekazine.com, youtube.com/Geekazine. Don't go ahead, like, subscribe, comment down below, hit the bell notification for the next video. Thanks a lot for watching. Until then, you guys geek out. We're here at Uplift Desk. We're going to talk about desks. We're going to talk about this stuff right here. We're going to talk about the surfboard that's down below, and a whole bunch of stuff. So let's do that next. South by Southwest. Stop. So Matt, how's it going? Uplift Desk.
Great. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
We are Uplift Desk. We specialize in height adjustable desks.
Yes.
We obviously for a home office. We also sell to businesses, do bulk pricing and stuff like that as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Our main product is height adjustable desks. That's what we specialize in.
And I love this one. You can't see it. It's off camera. It's in B-roll right here. And there's like a little hammock underneath,
Yep.
so you could probably sleep right underneath your desk.
We were just rated #1 standing desk on the market by Wirecutter, a New York Times affiliate. So we're very proud about that. We just came, which is kind of right behind me here.
That's good, because we got a lot of podcasters, a lot of people like me that are creating content,
Definitely.
and they're looking for ways. They need diffusers, they need absorbers, and they don't know what they are, and that's where this comes in.
Right.
So tell us a little bit about this.
So our acoustic paneling comes in a ton of different varieties and sizes and bling stuff. For a 2 foot by 2 foot panel, this is $39.
Okay.
And we can do bulk pricing and everything like that. These are more for higher frequencies, but they will absorb about 86% of the sound that touches them. So very good in the acoustic. That easy, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so these are very good for podcast studios.
Would these be good for behind you or in front of you?
Really for both.
Okay.
So a lot of people don't realize how much sound bounces across walls, especially hard walls like that. It'll bounce back and hit your camera and all that stuff.
Back and forth like a ping pong ball, yeah.
Exactly. So this is good to have, kind of all around your studio to absorb that extra ambient noise and sound and stuff.
Okay, because I make a lot of noise.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, exactly. So no, but you have the design stuff, but you'll and so if you're a podcaster and all you got is the size of a closet or a corner in your bedroom or something like that, you can do that for podcasting voiceovers or anything like
Exactly. And we're all about making it not only aesthetically pleasing, but affordable products. We ship for free in the contiguous United States, so that saves money as well. And shipping on something as large as a desk like this can be pretty expensive, so saving on shipping definitely helps.
Yeah. Do you have a price on the desks?
This desk inch desktop would be $495.
Okay. And you got the panels, so there's a lot of accessories.
There's a lot of accessories on this here. We have a ton of different accessories you can choose from, including under desk storage, things like that.
Hammocks
computer holders, different stuff like that. Gamers tend to really like setups like this.
Desks and everything's on wheels because my studio has to roll.
Oh yeah.
If I have a big item I have to unbox, I got to move that to the side so I can get to that item. So
exactly,
definitely. So you said these are $39. What's the base price on the panels?
So yeah, base price for one panel is $39. We can do as little as one panel. If you're buying in bulk,
is that for these panels? I'm
definitely recommend reaching out to our sales team. We do bulk pricing. We save on shipping, obviously.
Yeah, definitely figure out your room before you start getting acoustic paneling, because somebody will just send you stuff that doesn't make sense because they'll send you either a whole bunch or not enough, and then you're stuck with nothing.
We're an Austin-based company.
Yeah.
Ship everywhere in the contiguous United States.
Upliftdesk.com. That's
Upliftdesk.com is our website. Has a number on there. If you have questions or anything like that, you can give us a call. We'll be happy to walk you through the desk building process. If you have any questions or anything, we'll be able to help.
perfect. Matt, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Not CES, because I do have some of that action coming through. You can go down to YouTube, like, subscribe, comment, bell, notification, all that other stuff. Say hi to Matt, and go from there. So thanks a lot for watching. You guys geek out, and we'll see you at the next video.
Us. So please, Austin, let's welcome from our partner.
Hello. Are you all so excited? Yes! I'm so excited. We're about to have a lot of fun. I'm your host, Ashley Ford. Thank you so much. You're so not ready. But first, go ahead and hit the follow button on the profile page. That would be amazing for me and for you too. Trust me, it's going to be amazing for you. Now, let's get to the reason you're all here. I get it. Please welcome director and the cast of the new movie Us, Jordan Peele.
Thank you.
Over again. The premiere was last night. It's amazing. No spoilers. Don't y'all give me no spoilers, okay? Now, what was it like watching with the audience? Let's start with you, Jordan.
Watching and trying to get it perfect, and I love it. It's it's my baby, and I delivered the film, and it never ceases to amaze that really the final piece of creating something like this is experiencing it with an audience, and it was
incredible to watch it with an audience. I'd seen it once before, and it's not an easy thing to watch myself in a film, leave alone watch myself twice. So the first time I saw it, it kind of went over my head, and this film has so much in it, so the audience, and they were so generous and in it and loving it, and I saw things through their reactions that I hadn't seen before. And I think one of Jordan's strengths as a filmmaker is that he layers his films with so many just different again and see things that even I was not aware of when we were shooting. Yeah, it was really cool.
Winston, were you surprised by any of the reactions? Like, were there any moments where you were like, oh, I didn't see that coming?
So my thighs are a thing apparently. And they are. And whenever they come out, things happen. And there you go. I'm like, oh, okay, all right. Look at my face. Just look at my face. But definitely going back to the audience question, I never feel like the experience is complete until the audience gets there, because I feel like it's complete. Like, they tell me how things are playing. They let me know how much they're picking up. So some of the nuances that I saw, everyone was there. And Jordan, again, has a really wonderful talent for just knowing how nuance is going to manifest through the lens of the audience and how to time them out for a movie like this.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Jordan, talk to me about some of those nuances, especially when we're talking about a nuclear family of doppelgangers.
Yeah. Talk to you about some of the nuances.
Some of the nuances there, because my word. I mean, watching it, because I got to see it as well, I was sitting there peeling the layers in my head and being fascinated.
Our nuclear family of doppelgangers, I love that. I love how you phrase that. Our tethered family, a lot of what we did was look at making them deeper than a sort of surface level monster. You know, they're not just there for the scare. These are individual characters that have depth, and so, you know, it's obviously incredible working with all the actors, like this this incredible like squad of black Yale trained actors that's just killing it right now. And so working with these guys and their training and how they and their methodology really just taught me a lot about what it means to dig deep and deeper and deeper. So that was wonderful. I mean, we talked about them on all different levels, and I was very, and for me, the starting point in physics, I'm terrified of roaches and water bugs, right? So I'm like, because those little motherfuckers are just like, I don't know, sorry if I can't say that, I'm sorry. But they're just like still, right? On the street, on the wall, they're just still. And you're just like, oh, no more than me. So that was the sort of starting point for, you know, like that classic scene where they all scatter was based on a real experience I've had.
The roach experience, right there. I mean, it was terrifying. It was absolutely terrifying. There's something.
Yeah, but you know, really remarkable is watching these guys play against their own themselves.
Yes.
Because we couldn't shoot it that way, obviously. Yeah. I don't want to peel back the layers too much because I think the illusion that the movie creates is a part of, you know, what I'm proud of. But you know, it's just no small feat what these guys did, and you know, good news is you'll never have to work like
about that a little bit, Lupita and Winston. I'd love to hear from both of you about playing, you know, the happy family and then playing the red family. Acting against yourself in that way. I honestly can't.
The characters we play are distinct. You know, they're separate, but they're also linked. So it was a challenge to sort it out in my head. I've never really done that. And as an actor, you know, you invest in one perspective, and you're an advocate for that perspective. And here, you had to do that, and then the next day you're on the complete opposite. I could, and shortcuts of like dialing into one and then the other, because often it was interchangeable. I'd be playing one character one day and then the next the other. When I started, Jordan said to me, "You're gonna be really tired," and he delivered on that. I was exhausted, you know, and I think the thing about working as someone to complete exhaustion is I doubt myself a lot. That's always where I start. And so a part of this was I had so much work to do in such little time that I had to make choices and run with them, and then I was so tired. Some of the times, actually, when I was playing Red on set, between takes, I would sleep. I would just sleep. Just to keep the creative juices flowing was rest.
How about you, Winston?
I tended to stay in. You'll probably attest to this. I always bothered her. So she was sleeping. I wasn't. I was knocking on her doors like, "You want to do lunch? You look great today." Like I was always Gabe, I think, at all times. And then it also really helped that we could also be in silence, staring at each other, just creeping everybody out.
It was one of those experiences where working with an actor, even when you know it's not, the camera's not rolling, you just feel like, ooh, y'all are, say something fun.
It's changing. And then when they say it's a wrap, everyone would just make a sigh of relief. It's like, oh God, go away.
Yeah. What's the red version of Jordan, Lupita, and Winston?
Wow, that's a really hard question to answer because I think a lot, especially for lack of agency, something that in a way that I'm not used to and I can't even fully imagine what that would do to me. Because being able to think freely is really important to me. Being able to speak and express everything to me. So to imagine a life without those things is really hard to really comprehend what that would do to the version of Winston that you know.
Sort of developing this concept and the way I would talk to the actors about it, especially early on. You know, I thought of the tethered, the red characters as, you know, at least figuratively, if not literally, a sort of manifestation of our internal darkness in us somewhere. And this movie is about exploring it, not only as individuals, but as a group. What the shadow self of, I think the tethered version of myself is probably the one that is making these fucked up movies. I think what I'm trying to say.
I like that. I actually like that a lot. And I know that, you know, a lot of people were introduced to you via comic about what is Jordan Peele going to do next and how is he going to expand the genre. But what do you want to see more from horror in general? Not just from yourself, but from every which way.
You know, I'm not a hater.
Right.
You know, a film can be, you know, a film can have any budget, any idea, just as long as someone is basing a horror movie on a truth and giving us their own unique voice. Ari Aster, who did Hereditary, I think was incredible. Andy Muschietti, who does the It movies, is just a master. So we're in a dope time for horror.
I think so too. Yeah, understandable. Understandable.
Yes, I watched. So, Get Out came out when I was making Black Panther, and Black Panther was intense and time-consuming and all-encompassing. But I found time to go to the cinema 5. I loved how I loved the conversations I had afterwards with my brother who was in Florida, my best friend in New York. I mean, we would pick up the phone and just have full-blown conversations about, did you notice the cup when she was stirring, and this, that, there, and then did you notice the callback with us, you know? And it became such a joy to just live in his mind. And so I was like, I need to work with that guy right there. And then a few months later, you know, and I read the script, and I'm not a horror fan myself. I stopped watching horror when I was like 8, when I realized I didn't have to prove anything. And so I read the script. So what is it about? Like, you know, what else is it about? Because I could tell that it was more than met the eye. And then I talked to him as a formality, you know, writing notes and really listening to what he was trying to get across. And you
played it very cool.
I did.
You're very high status. You're like, I hear you. So that's, yeah.
Yeah, and then at the end of the conversation, I was like, Jordan, who are we kidding? I'm doing this film.
We just can't let you know until we're ready to let you know.
But also, I wanted to make sure that I was right for him, because, you know, he's so smart, and I could tell that this was more than just like the surface. And I wanted to really make sure the things he said would resonate and like spark my creative juices, you know, and whether I had something to offer. Because I knew, you know, if I'm going to work with Jordan Peele, I have to have something to offer.
You got something to offer, Luke. Yeah. I think we can all agree. You got a lot to offer. And after people see this movie, I think they're going to see even more of what you have to offer. Because, my word, I mean, I knew you were an amazing actress, obviously. But after seeing this film, whole new level. Whole new level. You came out, everybody was like, I got 5 on it, like that was it. But once they watch the movie, I think that there will be quite a few songs that they walk away being like, I'll never think of that song the same way again.
Yeah.
How do you decide on things like that, on like how to add to that, not just element of suspense, because another thing that this movie does really well is humor.
Well, you know, he is just an incredible artist to work with, collaborator. He really, you know, creates this brand new horror landscape with his sound. used in a new way to evoke a different feeling than it's supposed to. That's one of my favorite things about horror movies. So, luckily we had, a little bit more budget than Get Out, and and a little bit more cred. So I was able to get some really, what can we do to make this scene a little bit more iconic? And the music was obviously a huge help for that quality.
It absolutely is. I can confirm, once again. We are going to take some audience questions here. You'll have to raise your hand and ask a question. I understand that these are amazing people and you want to stand up and tell them how you feel about them in your heart. But for this part, Q&A, I need an actual question. Cool? Cool. Now you can raise your hands. See what's going on. Let's go right here.
Oh, hi. Thank you. In the film industry has obviously become more forefront. What are you doing, or is that in your mindset when you're talking about, especially behind the scenes, behind the camera, in terms of staffing for?
It's an important thing in every aspect of filmmaking. In terms of the on-screen representation, there's been, for so long in the industry, these business sort of ideas that black people can't open movies. It's a self-perpetuating prophecy. If we don't give people opportunities, then we just don't have opportunities. We need opportunities to succeed. We also need opportunities to fail. The way white people, Titanic. It's you can focus project by project, role by role, and but what was important with this movie is that I got to see a dope horror movie not be about race, be about something else, and hopefully we make some money with it, and once again show what the world has been witnessing for the past few years is that it's a worthy investment artistically deprived of for so many years. So I'm always going to be looking to further the conversation of representation and everything in all of my movies.
Also, that just echoing something on that was apparent from day one, top down, the script, that we're going to be celebrating a female lead, and that even Gabe's character, it translated to what I felt was necessary in my duty day to day, was also to create duty. I came in like, how can I also challenge my castmate to make a really great scene? How can I be a really good juxtaposition for her so that her choices also really shine through in opposition? So it created a space where I felt it wasn't, created from just being a listener. He's a man that listens a lot more than he speaks. And when it comes to just being an ally, it is a really great way to just show by example what the work is about.
Let's get another.
Racial commentary and just push the limits has been evident from forever. So one, I'm curious about, was this horror genre always in you? Because we saw it in your comedy back in the day, kind of creeping in there. And is there a such thing to you as ever pushing too far? You seem to be like one of the limit.
I think there probably is such a thing as pushing too far. There's missing the mark. I think the biggest crime, I can do as an artist is, put forth something that doesn't work. And sometimes that will be because I've made some wrong choices along the way. I'm a art to provoke. It's I think if I'm not doing something that might piss people off, I'm probably doing it wrong. When I think the biggest being a bully somehow, as opposed to lifting up the underdog, and that's something that happens, in comedy. sometimes you try and get a little mischievous and you
questions. Unfortunately, I can't ask them all today, and I know you guys have questions too. But you're on the circuit. You'll be talking. We'll hear so much more. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for watching Profile with BuzzFeed News live here at South by Southwest Austin. Thank you, Comcast NBCU House. It's been fantastic. Follow us on Facebook. Don't forget. All right? All right? You're going to love it. Have a good one. Thank you. See you next time.
Jeffrey Powers with Geekazine. We're here with Victoria Production. What is it?
We do AR and VR.
Okay.
Using educational content and advertisement and promotion solution as well.
Okay.
So most of what we have is children's books. We also have developed the AR mobile apps.
Okay.
We currently have 150 book titles and 650 mobile apps. This is one of the book called Tech Me 3D.
Okay.
This one is for phonics book. So once you buy the book, you're just gonna solve it, interact with it.
All right. Totally interact with that, yeah.
The recognition rate is so fast. That's our specialty.
Okay.
When you double tap on it, English.
Nice.
So if you would like to learn Chinese, you can learn as well.
Okay.
You can also record yourself here. Let's say E-L-E-T-H-A.
Oh, okay.
T, elephant. And then you save it. Now you hear your voices.
All right.
So this book is also designed special. It's double printed.
Okay.
One side is stickers.
All right.
So you can put the sticker
on
anywhere you want. If you put this on the wall, you can also scan this tag as well.
All right.
You can make it bigger and just do this.
So you have a lot of different interaction with that. Okay.
We don't only have the animals, but also have other vocabularies as well.
Okay. It looks like that's a coloring page.
We also have the coloring app as well, with the different content. So different book has different function on it.
All right.
So this one is particularly for the sport phonics. Multilingual supported. You can record.
Put a lemon in there? Mm-hmm. She's putting a lemon in there. There you go.
This kind of device can be a little bit heavy for a child. Yeah? That way. That's how a child does. Every time
we're learning the lemon, which is pretty cool. So, all right. So you do several books like this. So you guys are out now, or?
We're based in New York. We started developing augmented reality books from New York.
Okay.
We now have the office in Seoul and all global. We also have a web platform as well.
Okay.
I'll also show you later on. This is the Word Phonics book series. We also have a storytelling book series as well.
Okay.
This is one kind. We have about 40 different books.
Okay.
Events, so many different shows, but not CS or.
Okay.
But maybe next year.
Okay.
We'll do. So this also supports multiple languages.
Okay.
So far it's 3 different languages. To do English first. We don't think we have any competitors here because we have the largest contents in the world now. We have 150 book titles. If it's a book title, this means like every single page also our content. We design, we do book publishing and app development, everything in-house. Never used the outsourcing before. Developed some packaged deal like toy box, or you can do figure as well using the same application.
Okay. What type of prices are we talking about for?
Per book, we don't really sell like as a set. You can just buy one by one. The price is from $7.
Do you find people that are making stuff that?
Actually, just for printing, we hire people, but other than that, we do everything in house.
Okay.
So we design the books, we do book publishing, everything.
Okay. Well, that's awesome.
So this is Truetongue Good Series. From the cover,
If you can show this to the camera. So as you can see, it's 2D. So
can you tap on it?
I'll tap on. What do I tap on? Anywhere? Anything? Under that door? Okay.
It gets out of device.
Okay.
You don't need to hold the bag.
Oh, so
the whole time.
now it's on its own. That's pretty sweet. So.
Yeah.
All right.
And there's also a recording function as well. You can make the new story for every page.
Oh, to make your own, yeah. That is awesome.
Because every page can be scanned also do in different languages.
Yeah.
In Korean, so I can
Oh, yeah,
Korean
yeah,
as well. And you can hear your new stories as well.
Okay.
Once you save your voice, now it's
Website.
that's www.weproductions.net.
We Productions?
We Production.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much.
It was nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too. So
Okay.
there you go.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. It's that time of year again. I go to CES 2020. Here we go. What I'm going to do, how I'm going to use it to get the content that you so crave for CES and all my video content for the next 365 days. We're going to do that on Geekazine next. Hey everybody, Jeffrey Powers here from Geekazine. Think Magazine, put in a geek, you got me, and we're here. I'm ready to go to Vegas for CES 2020. This has been a powerhouse. If you are in the tech space and you want to find out the new products, you go to CES. That's one of the major trade shows that you have to go to really get like LG, like Intel, like oh gosh, I could go on and on with a whole bunch of lists and a whole bunch of companies you might have never heard of before because they start at this trade show, and TCL and Vizio and let's see, we got Sony, we got Canon, we got you get the idea. This place, CES, has grown to an amazing size. I couldn't, for blockchain, I believe that's on the CES north side. I'll be spending a lot of time on CES south, where the convention center is, where the south halls, the central halls, and the north halls, the Sands Convention Center and the Venetian. That's where some of the content, where some of the new starting companies. You have CES West and CES East. It's just amazing, and I'll try and cover as much as I can. It starts off with CES Unveiled and then snowballs from there, and it's just an amazing week. So you got to have the gear to cover the whole thing, and that's what I'm putting together. Now the best part about this is gear has gotten smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. I remember the first year I went, we had cameras, literally, I think, out. Now, as you can see, Bell's palsy has struck me again. I had this back in 2016, so I'm kind of used to it, but I was about 3 months into my Bell's palsy on this side of my face when things happened. This just happened last week. So this is going to make a little bit tough to go from there. But I have a lot of great ways to stay on camera, do roving reporter and stuff like that. It's just amazing. So I'm going to show you that. First of all, hey, if you haven't gone over to Geekazine, go over to geekazine.com. Where you can find everything, the latest on Geekazine, 5 last-minute Christmas gifts for the last-minute thrill shopper. We got a lot of reviews and a lot of products. My trips to South Korea, it's just been amazing. Subscribe button right there. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button. There's a bell notification that lets you know when the next videos come out. We've got the 24/7 live channel that's running 24/7. Yeah, 24/7. So check that out. And of course, it's also on the corner here at Geek. Going through all this, I have this all set up. I have affiliate links in the show notes, so you can go right to the product to purchase it. And of course, when you do that, that supports Geekazine, and I'm creating content for you guys. And I love to do that. I want to do that. I want to continue to do that for you. All right. Let's get into this gear here really quick. Now, like I said, it's going to look like a lot. In fact, I'll show you right here. It's a lot. But like I said, it's a lot smaller than what it used to be. And the best part about this is it's going to give me so many here. Now, I've been using these cameras for about the last 3 to 6 months, depending on what I've gotten. And each device has grown into my arsenal so much and made my videos feel so much different really go through this also. Let's go through the list here and show you what I am going to have for CES 2020 and beyond. That also means NAMM, that's the North American Music Merchants. That means South by Southwest. That can start by showing you the one camera that is actually doing its job right now, and that is this one right here. This is, hi, how's it going right here? This is the Sony FDR AX700. I bought this camera 2 years ago. It's still one of the top of the lines to get a lot of my content in the last couple of years, and it sets down, it records, it does the job, and then I pull it off at the end of the day, and then of course we produce it down using Adobe Premiere Pro and to get you content out there. So being the optical zoom, so I can be in the back of the room. Let's say I'm there for a press conference and I want to get a tight shot of the product that they're going to show. I can actually zoom from the back of the room to the front and actually get a good tight shot. In fact, I could do it here. We could zoom it in a little bit. See, I'm zooming in. Detrimental for that. Plus, it's also got a lot of auto and manual features to it. So I can adjust the iris, I can adjust the shutter speed. So if I'm in a very bright room, I can fix it so it doesn't, the white balance doesn't burn out on you, and we can have a really nice shot, kind of just like this one right here. So it's a great camera. It is a little bit pricey, but the best part, there's great parts. I'll use it, not as much, but it will be in my bag. This is the Sony FDR AX700. All right, so I was at CES 2019, and they showed this little puppy right here. And the second, they had the Osmo, which is a camera actually on a gimbal, which is really nice. And then they have, of course, the gimbal that you can put your iPhone or your Android phone on, and that's a really nice one. But I wanted something small, compact, and separate, and that's what this is right here. This is the DJI Osmo Pocket. It is super small. You can see how small it is right here. Look at that. Oh my god, it's just amazing. I need to pull it out. I just pull it out. It has the ability to connect to my iPhone, so I could actually live stream if I wanted to. It has a lot of other cool abilities, but the stabilization is amazing. And now with the firmware update, I can actually put on the fisheye lens. Now I can actually put it on and turn it on, and it will calibrate with the lens. Couple additions to this, and the first one is this one. It's the extension rod. This is what really makes it the powerhouse that I think it is. It's a little selfie stick, yeah, I know, but it is also the ability to walk around, convey my ideas, my thoughts, where we're going. We can do booth tours a lot easier than with the big Sony camera. And the best part is the controls are down here. I can put my phone right here if I wanted to, but I can also control it right here. So it basically snaps in. We have to take off the main dongle part, which I don't use anyway, and then you just basically slide it into here. All the button controls, I can actually move around the gimbal if I want to with the joystick, and I basically flip it this way, and now I could be recording myself if I want to. In fact, I will record myself right now in a full 4K 60. Put this on my tripod or my monopod and actually use this as a standalone camera, so I can step away from the camera, do the interview at a distance, and come back. But then I can do close-up shots and flip this around, and then turn around and go and take a look at some of the cool products. Like I said, the 3.5 millimeter jack, I can actually put in a boom mic, I can put in my wireless mic, and have a more powerful system from here. The only downfall to this camera is that the battery is internal and cannot be replaced. It would be nice to have that, because then I could charge up 2 or 3 batteries and have it ready. But I'm always going to have this thing charging different things. It's amazing. And then once again, I can connect up my iPhone to it, and I can use the iPhone and bring this up overhead and then use that as a viewfinder, which is awesome as well. Next up on the list is my first 360 camera. I had a 180 camera before, and it was nice, but this one, it fell on the ground, and this lens broke. Now, for this kind of camera, they have accessories where you can shoot it off in the air and spin it around in the air, so when it drops and breaks and then they tell you that there's I needed it. This is part of my thing. And of course, there are other 360 cameras out there, like the GoPro Hero, Theta 4K and stuff like that. But this has the flow state stabilization, which I've been using immensely for a lot of walkthroughs. When I was in Korea and I went to some of these events, I would actually put this on this thing right here, which is called the invisible selfie stick, and you just basically turn it on right there, and then you extend it out, put it on video mode, hit here, it's doing 5.7K. Now that's only at 30 frames a second, but I can zoom in on my camera. I can go up right here. You can kind of see my lights and everything like that. I can do a 360. I can do a small planet view. Yeah, I got a little bit messy studio right now, but as you can see, I can do 360 video. And look right here. Just try and look at my hand, see this camera. That what I'll do with it is I'll make flybys. It'll look like I actually have a drone going through CES. That's how amazing that this thing is. And I can do shots of me walking the hall, or I can do shots of products. I can get overhead, so when there's a whole bunch of people looking at a specific product, I'll have this overhead, just really getting a good shot of it. And this is amazing. I got to put this back in the case so I don't break it. I highly recommend also not only getting the selfie stick, but also getting that protective case, so if you do drop it, it doesn't break the Cinegear. And I've changed my lights because of this. Now, I had a light that was a little bit bigger than this, and I have other LED lights like this one, which I will be taking as a backup, but this is going to be my main camera light. This is the Litra Pro HD. It runs at 3000 Kelvin. Put this light up in the rafters. I can control it as I go, and then of course it's also USB powered, so and waterproof. But with the USB, all I have to do is open up the little door here, plug in a cable to a USB battery or something like that, and it could stay on for our illumination of the interviews. So it's an amazing little light. It's about $217, but well worth it. And of course, you can also get adapters. You can get the barn doors. You can get a soft box. You can get honeycomb, and here I can actually slide it right in, and then I have a light right on the camera. All right, let's get into sound a little bit. And I'm bringing, I bought this a couple of years ago, and I'm super impressed with it. The Sony P03D. This is a dual lab talking. I can have that separate and then bring it together in post, or I can just merge it together. I also have a option to put on a boom microphone. So I can put one wireless over there, one wireless over there, the boom mic in center, and get a full stereo sound, binaural sound. It's amazing. The shoe is awesome because when I put it onto my Sony AX700, the shoe actually acts as the connectors, and it puts it in, and then the shoe from there, and then I still got to find a way to attach it to here. But then I'll have wireless coming from the DJI with the adapter, and that is what's really cool about this. It's also battery operated, but if you get rechargeable batteries for your device, once again, there is the ability to charge and use an external. You don't even have to have batteries in the P03D, but when I use it for the DJI, I will need batteries for it. And of course, dual lav packs. The best part about that is I put it on at the beginning of the day. I don't have to mess with handheld microphones. I can go totally hands-free, which is awesome. I love doing that because then I can feel it, as opposed to having a microphone and trying to hold and try and do a whole bunch of stuff. So an amazing thing. This is, once again, this is a little bit more expensive, but it's well worth it. You get this separate for about $570, and then you get the lav packs. You got to get the appropriate lav packs and make sure that you're on the right wireless frequency. You can go and do one-on-one interviews, and it's just amazing. It's a great product. I've been using it for the last couple CESs. I expect this to work just as well. And now a little time to make my face a little, okay, feel better. Yeah. All right, here we go. The other microphone that I'm going to use is this right here. It's the Sennheiser MKE 4 with it. But when I was in South Korea, I forgot it. And I had to go out and get another microphone. I ended up buying this boom microphone. It's amazing, $100 microphone. And of course you can put a dead cat on it if you wanted to, change out the filter. But the one reason why I'm taking this over the road is simply the size. This is about size with this. Now the other thing about this is, once again, just like with the light, I can actually put this onto the DJI like this, and then I can have the shotgun from there. So I can do interviews just like that. So you can, I think you can see that. There we go. And with this smaller, because I got an adapter that also puts the light here and the microphone down a little bit, and it will make for a great shot with lighting and with sound, and that's just amazing. Now I can do that, or once again I can use the wireless, and I've got all these options. But if I'm doing a lot of gun and running, which is basically recording and then going to the next thing, this works a lot better than actually wiring somebody up. Size, that the reason why I'm going to take this one this year. If I do any live streaming, this is where this one comes in. Let's switch it over here. This is the device right here. This is the Webcaster X2. I used it last year, and I used it for my Facebook Lives interviews, and it was amazing. When I went to NAMM, I did the same thing. And when I go out, when I try, you don't want to tax your computer too much with everything, especially with video. And so I bring it in here, and it'll send it out to my Facebook. It'll send it out to my YouTube. It even has, so I got a better antenna. This is, I think that's 5 decibel antenna, which I could put my little Geekazine flag on the top here. But the other thing right here, and I have this all in the show notes over on Geekazine.com, I can put this right on one end. Let's see, let's do it right. Okay, there we go. On this end. And then I have, this is my tough tested 8,000 milliamp battery from this box, powered from here. I can also power other things with this device. It's got a carabiner to it, so I can kind of clamp it on so it doesn't fall off, because I have had it fall off in the past. Have a full live stream system for you, of course, youtube.com/Geekazine. And of course, let me know how much you want me to live stream. If there's a product out there that you want me to go look at, let me know. Tweet at me at Geekazine, all that other stuff. Think Magazine, put in a geek. One more device here, and this is just this is not as much on the video. For my live streaming, yeah, this is a great item. I've talked about this for your travel, so you can connect up more than one computer. Because I remember at times you could only connect up one thing to the hotel Wi-Fi, and sometimes you'd have your phone and your computer and your iPad or whatever device in your room just sending out signal if I want to see if anybody's in my hotel room. You don't have to do that, but you can. It's got the availability for VPN. I'm sorry, let me say that. VPN. It's got the ability for a little bit of security, so you can set this up. When I was in South Korea, I was using my old iPhone computer to do the live stream. It's an amazing little box. I highly recommend it, and it's relatively cheap. It's under 50 bucks. The best part about this is you can also turn this into a repeater. So when you're at home, you can plug this in, and you just increased your signal strength. Small enough for travel, puts right in the bag. It's an amazing little device. I highly recommend, if you do a lot of travel, you should get this box right here. It was an Innovation Award winner at CES 2019. It's the Gia whole package right here of all this device. All these devices, of course, the handles, we got my Sarui monopod, which I've been using for the last couple of years. An amazing little product that allows me to set down the camera, and it doesn't take up too much space. Put it on a tabletop where I can bend it around. I've got another small tripod for this one right here, so I can also put it on a tabletop if I want to, but I can also screw it onto my monopod to really get some good height off of this. So with all of this, I'm going to do overhead shots with this. I'm going to do one-on-one interviews with the camera to break my back getting the content that you like, and hopefully I'll get a lot more content going from there. Now, what do you think? Are you going to CES 2020? If you are, comment below. Let me know. Great content. If you want to help out Geekazine, I'd appreciate it much. Need writers to write the content. Could use some editors if you have some video editing skills. We can definitely try and get you some compensation for that. This year, I do have limited sponsors. They're basically what are called booth sponsors, which means that to do the video and go from there. I got a few of those, but I can always use extra sponsors. If you want to help sponsor the channel, let me know, and I'll send you the one sheet that explains what that can all entail. So that is, and of course, this is more than CES. If you want to do it for NAMM, if you want to do it for South by Southwest, if you want to do it for any of the events that I go to throughout the year, if you want to help out with that, please, please, please give me a call, give me a tweet, give me a DM, and let's talk about this, and let's get you on the schedule from all around the world of this content. And of course, with this Bell's palsy, it's going to make it a lot tougher for me to create content, but I'm not giving up on that. And I hope you don't give up on me on that too, because I think that I really want Geekazine to CES 2020. So thanks a lot for watching. If you have any questions, go ahead, like, subscribe, comment over on Geekazine. You know there's a bell notification